stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day. Rap about a man named Alec Hunter, tricking this girl and I straight up Alec stumped her. Holding crossbow like he's literally Alec Hunter. Passing a football, call this dude Alec Hunter. When he's doing bad, he is trash like Alec Dumpster. Wife is literally cheating, so Alec go confront her. Thinking about stuff he's doing and Alec wonder. Shooting lightning from his fingers like he's Alec Thunder. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day. Alec Hunter is here to stay. Alec Hunter knows the way. Alec Hunter, king of crochet. Alec Hunter will make your day.
I come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out and he pissed on my fucking wife. And he said his dick was this big. And I said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my Twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dog looks like. That
Boys, girls, and MBs of all shapes, sizes, colors, and orientations, welcome to the one and only Alec Gunter stream. My name is Alec Gunter, and I'll be your host as always. So good to be here. I've really been in it lately for the streams. So, always good to be back. Always good. What's weird, though, is, like, I get nervous sometimes about releasing videos, because I'm like, oh god, what do people think of this? Oh no. But I'm never nervous when I hop on stream. Like, when I'm live, I feel like it's a control thing. It's like, once I'm live, you know, I can actually control what I'm saying. If I misstep, I can, like, explain myself immediately. But when you upload a YouTube video, it's like, oh god, like, if I said one wrong thing, even just, like, one wrong thing, people are gonna get all over my ass for it, and then I'm gonna have to explain myself. I'll give you a great example. The Matt Walsh video that I just uploaded. One sec. I'll give you a great example right now. So, I cannot possibly sound worse than Matt Walsh, right? But, I did do one thing that I kind of wish I hadn't. And that's when I was, like, explaining the hypothetical, basically like a kid skipping school, right? Show us the shirt. If this flag offends you, I'll help you pack. There you go. I was explaining this hypothetical where your kid doesn't go to school, and I'm like, listen, if your kid's not going to school, you say, hey, why did you skip school, dipshit? What, do you want to work at a gas station the rest of your life? And, the message there was, get to the root of why your kid's doing what they're doing. The message was not to yell at your kid that they're gonna work at a gas station for the rest of their life if they don't go to school. And also it was demeaning to gas station workers, and I don't personally think, just because of the state of gas stations right now in the United States, if my kid wanted to work at a gas station the rest of his life, that's fine. I have nothing against that. The biggest problem is that a lot of gas stations don't pay well and they have shit benefits. And also don't call your kid a dipshit. Yeah, don't do that. So, my bottom line was, listen, here's the consequences of not going to school. Is that something that you're okay with? And if not, let's figure out how to get you to school. Hello, baby. You've been very cuddly lately. Thank you very much for the $5, Sophie. I appreciate you. The $5 super chat. Thank you. Trans and gay pride. Hello, baby girl. She's been so needy lately. Let me address chat real quick. What's up 2 days ago? Thought I'd check out stream. Oh yeah, let me say hello to everybody. Cess Raisins, Wolfie Zaps, Mank Seagull, Dragon the Axolotl, Joe Star, Sophie Bliss, welcome for the first time apparently. Fucking bugs. Starting to get a fruit fly problem. What is this Eggman lore? For those who wanted to know the Eggman song, it's Eggman's announcement, except it's a popular disco song. I think that's what it's called. There's the alert. I gotta fix that alert. Kind of dog shit. Thank you. Tech W, welcome. Jelly Bake, welcome. Scuff Bunny, Mank Seagull, I think I already said you, but I'm not sure. And then in the site chat, of course, Lady Nova, Seagull, Gray the Deer, Boy Grester. I love how gas prices in Cali are extortionate and gas station workers still don't get paid shit. Yeah, it's nice. Well, it's like, one of the worst jobs you can have in terms of healthcare benefits is a healthcare worker. Did you guys know that? My healthcare benefits are dog shit. Like, I would have to pay $90 or some shit for my Adderall if it weren't for, GoodRx. And that's with insurance. Welcome in for the first time, NB Pal. Weird that you're already a mod, but hey. Ugh. Honestly, not surprised your country hates health. Yep, they sure do. Let me check Streamlabs. Let's see if we can fix that alert, because I'm going to get that fixed. Just real quick. This is a legitimately great... Do you guys know the original of this? That's a disco version of the Shadow the Hedgehog theme. You guys know the Shadow the Hedgehog theme? I'm getting sidetracked already. I'll just play a little bit of it because I don't want to get dinged by YouTube. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Sophie, on YouTube. Thank you very much. You now have access to early videos. None of which I don't... there might be like one available right now. I gotta get on that. But this is the original song. But yeah, I like the disco version better. We're a country that would rather make people feel like shit than solve the problem. Absolutely. Well, the point of capitalism, right, is to keep people in the worst conditions they can possibly stand without them revolting. That's the point. Oh yeah, I hear Tim Walsh had a speech. You guys want to listen to it real quick?
I learned how to comp. We know it can come. Good news. It's coming. As governor of the great state of Minnesota, I beat the hell out of my little dick again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And I sure the heck came. Humor.
Amazing. I think Kamala. I keep messing up the name. I think Kamala Harris followed it up pretty well.
Remember, someday you will all die. It's gonna happen. Maybe right now.
I did forget the stream announcement. Thank you.
I'm so high. And that's okay. Back in the day, I was locking folks up. So get out and go to prison. Do not listen to me and do not be birds. And let me be clear. The sky is round. The earth is blue. Howard University, you. Remember.
That's very tall Bart. He's on Twitter and on YouTube. I love his shit. It's so good. What you got against birds? Birds? I don't know. Birds aren't real, right? Didn't Fox News legitimately do a segment? Somebody linked me a segment of Fox News legitimately being like, our birds fake. Let's see if I can find that real quick. There's no way this is real.
The question is, are birds real?
Are birds deep state agents? Some say yes. This has got to be tongue-in-cheek. I am real, hey. I love U.S. politics is like a sitcom. It can be really funny sometimes. I want that shirt you got on. Oh, it's a great shirt. I wore this. Many people don't remember the lore. The lore of the shirt that I went over last stream. Let me remind you of my roots. See if I can just search it. Trans shirt guy. Aw, man. Bugs. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member, Javelina. Appreciate you. Oh, Sophie, thank you for gifting a membership on YouTube. Thank you. I don't get a whole lot of YouTube gifts. If you get gifted a sub, or if you get gifted a site sub, or you get gifted a YouTube membership, you too will have access to early content, which is pretty cool. Ooh, this might be a good Tim Pool one to go over. I saw that post.
Wealth, fame, power.
Spending $5 I shouldn't to spread the gun to love. Love your streams.
Aww.
Random question, what are your thoughts on the 3D platformer game genre? It's my jam.
Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub, and please take care of yourself first. If you can't afford it, don't bother. I don't want money from people who cannot afford it, but thank you. I will take money from anybody else. The 3D platformer genre I think is fantastic. I love my Mario 64. It depends on the game, I guess, but like Mario 64 is great. Mario Odyssey was okay. I liked Mario Sunshine and Mario. Mario Sunshine was a 3D platform. That would qualify. And then Mario Galaxy. Mario Sunshine and Galaxy were my two favorites. But in general, and also I want to try A Hat in Time. I've heard that one's really good, and I have not played that yet. It's been on my list for years. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have you heard of the new Astrobot game? Maybe. A Hat in Time is a certified banger. I've heard it like gets weird. I've heard it gets weird. And I like games that get weird in a good way. I love Odyssey. I just wish it had a hub world. A hub world would have been nice. And I feel like it's a big collectathon. You know, like I tried to get into it and I just couldn't. It was okay. Like, it was very okay for a while, but then it just feels tedious. Like, I'm just hunting down these moons, doing these tasks that don't ultimately matter that much, rather than, like, going through each stage. These fucking bugs are gonna piss me off. Rather than going through, like, each stage to get to the end, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I'm going through a stage. I feel like I'm exploring an area in order to get a moon. Which I guess you could argue you were doing something similar in Mario Sunshine. But in Mario Sunshine, here's the thing. You go into the stage, and you have a specific task that you have to achieve. And once you achieve that task, you get the Shine Sprite, you go back to the hub world. I like that. I like that return element. Like, a Mario game shouldn't consist of me hopping into a world, being able to get whatever, like 50 moons before I leave and then never come back. You know what I mean? I don't like that. And also there were like a lot of moons. A ton of them. And let's be fair, there were a lot of Shine Sprites in Mario Sunshine, and the blue coin shit was annoying as shit, okay? And I never finished that. That's a great example, actually. The blue coins in Mario Sunshine are like the entirety of Mario Odyssey to me. Yeah, Hat in Time seems pretty good. I'm not a completionist, so I tend not to be bothered. Yeah. I'm usually not a completionist, I will say, though. I've been playing a lot of Poke Rogue lately. The real ones know. Oh yeah, I never pulled up my origin story. I'll pull that up in a second. There's still a lot of shit that I haven't done. I said I was going to fix my alert, and I didn't. Poke Rogue's so fun, though. I just beat the game again with, I only had 5 Pokemon with me instead of 6, because I merged 2 of them. You can, like, mix 2 Pokemon together on this game. And I mixed 2 of them, and I didn't realize that it didn't count for one of them when you beat the game. And I wouldn't have mixed them if I knew that. So I got victory with Bulbasaur, Charmander, Pidgey, Zubat, Magnemite, Pinsir, Magikarp, and they were all fully evolved when I won. And then there was 4 more. There are 4 others, but anyway, you guys get the idea. So I'm not a completionist, but I am trying to, like, just in my free time, I'm trying to beat the game with all the Pokemon. It's fun. My first time playing Pokerogue was at the end of your streams, and I essentially played Pokerogue for 18 hours straight. It's so addicting. It's so fucking addicting. I burned out on it for a little bit, and then I was right back into it. I burned out on it when I got into crocheting. I'm trying to crochet this Pokeball, but I'm trying to use, like, this new method where the separation between the lines is a lot cleaner. And it's just a little tricky. So... but it's fun. Also, I'm, like, behind on, like, commission. This is the commission that I'm working on right now. It's supposed to be like a crab with a shell on it. It's a fake mon. But the reason that I'm postponing it is because, like, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do the claw on this side. I have no clue how I'm going to do that. Because he's got a big-ass pincer claw, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. Still cute, thank you. We should get started in a second. Let me fix my alert box real quick, because I want YouTube to have different alerts than it has currently. Members. Let's see, if you become a member, let's do the same as on... We'll do the same sound bit, but we'll do a different... Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do the same sound bit, but we'll do a different image.
Wealth, fame, power.
Yeah, that's good. And how loud is it for Twitch, or not Twitch? How loud is it for the site again? $18, 18%, okay. 18% on that. We'll change the image to... We'll do this one. Monies. Test YouTube member.
Wealth,
there
fame,
you go.
Power.
Much better. And super chat. Big rupee. And I want this. Perfect. Okay, that's good. I'm satisfied. Okay, so for those who don't know the origin of this shirt, let me show you real quick before we get started. Project 2025 videos are blatant and pretty straightforward propaganda. Kind of gives off brainwashing vibes. I'm sure they are exactly what you said they are. Okay, videos, search. Yeah, there it is. Pro-trans shirt made me go viral on Twitter, and then I got banned. Only 631 views, but man, I really thought 50,000 likes was like a lot back then. This was like my first ever pop-off.
What's this? My goodness, who is this handsome fellow? It me! Look, it me!
I'm such a goober. So yeah, that went viral on Twitter, and then that was my first kind of boost. It me! That was my first kind of boost, and then I did the Jubilee thing, and I boosted a little bit again, and then what really boosted me was the Matt Walsh thing. That's what really boosted me. And I am very proud of that.
If the next...
Oh, damn it. I watch every stream playing something. Nice. That's how I do it. Plants vs. Zombies? Ooh. Been a minute. Been a minute since I played that. A crochet goober, indeed. The crochet thing's recent, though. Fire Red was peak Pokemon, and it's been downhill since. Black and White was pretty good. I liked Black and White. I played that recently. I think peak Pokemon was Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I think it'd be really hard to beat that. I don't like the new Pokemons anymore. I don't like all the new features. Listen, people have told me that, like, oh my god, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is amazing. You got to get past the glitches. Like, even beyond the glitching stuff. Like, I just can't get into it. It's not the same Pokemon I grew up with. And like, maybe this is just a nostalgia thing. I'm sure other people enjoy it, and it's a very well-crafted game, besides the glitching, of course. But, like, I just can't get into it. It's not for me. It's not my Pokemon. What I did like, for some reason, was Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus was really good. I don't know why that one was so good to me, but I loved it. Like, the entire thing, I was, like, voice acting the characters. I'm like, holy shit. Like, I was invested. Like, I loved Legends Arceus. I played it on stream, like, years ago, before I was anywhere near as big as I am now. It hit hard. It was really good. That was on Twitch, too, so it's been lost to the void, unfortunately. That's another reason I like streaming to YouTube better than Twitch, is you don't lose all your shit to the void. Protein shake. Because I actually worked out today. Okay. We got to get started. You can have VODs automatically save on Twitch. For me, it was always just lost to the void. Like, after a few months, they just disappeared. They were gone. And I don't like that. I don't like that as a default. Anyway. So many people have heard of this thing called Project 2025. It is the conservatives' cringe plan to essentially instill Christo-fascism in the United States. It is over 900 pages long, I believe. It's got a bunch of silly things inside of it. You can it's publicly available. You can read it for yourself. And but if you want to invest that amount of time, which who does, right? Neko Saris, like I've said before, is doing some very good coverage on it. If you wanted to see like specifics about it, highly recommend going to watch his stuff. It's very good. But I just wanted to go over, because I guess some training videos, formerly secret training videos, got released. I don't know if it was because of the hacker that happened, right? There was like a Project 2025 hacker, and they released some secret training videos. And this is a 3-minute video that's just called Inside Project 2025 Secret Training Videos. I might go over one of their shorter ones after this, but I wanted to take a look at just, you know, the outline, to see what's going on here, because I'm sure ProPublica did a good job of summarizing. So let's see what they got.
If the next Republican president does not execute a dramatic course correction, there may never be another chance.
True. Wow, you're really selling me on the Democratic ticket.
So if you're not on board with helping implement a dramatic course correction because you're afraid it'll damage your future employment prospects, it'll harm you socially, look, I get it. That's a real danger. It's a real thing. But please, do us all a favor and sit this one out.
Damn. ProPublica and Documented obtained more than 14 hours of video from Project 2025's Presidential Administration Academy. The private videos are part of an effort to recruit and train future conservative political appointees.
According to our intelligence community, the #1 threat facing our country today is, drumroll, climate change. Not Russia, not China, not AI, climate change.
You seem surprised by that. Yeah, turns out melting ice caps is not good for the human race. It's really bad. You know, natural disasters and all that. Not great for sustaining human life.
This shows how the federal government is all in on this issue. And climate change...
This is an overview video, by the way, with clips from the leaked vids. Yeah. That's why I'm going over it. I just want to see the good stuff right now.
activists wield a lot of power. This is an issue to pay attention to as it has infiltrated every.
See, clearly people haven't heard that there's going to be new beachfront property with climate change, according to Donald Trump at least. For anybody who was listening to the Donald Trump Elon Musk interview last night, which makes a lot of sense, right? If the water is like going up, wouldn't there be less? Okay, never mind. You know what?
Part
It
of the
doesn't have to
federal
make sense.
government. Now, when I think of climate change, I immediately think of population control, don't you? I think about the people who don't want you to have children because of the impact on the environment.
I've literally never heard anybody say that. In fact, what I have heard, here, I want to go back and hear that one more time, sorry.
I immediately think of population control, don't you? I think about the people who don't want you to have children because of the impact on the environment.
Yeah, that's never been an argument. I just wanted to make sure I heard it right. Like, there's maybe like one or two psychos on Twitter who consider themselves lefties, who are really just demented freaks, who would say that, like, yeah, having a kid is bad for the environment, which I guess if you want to be technical about it, it can sort of kind of impact like how much resources is used, whatever. But like, that's not a real concern that any, serious leftist ever brings up. In fact, I like to bring up things that, encourage the opposite, right? We want people to have more kids. I would like people to have more kids, okay? Because that means more human power, right? That means more, it's just, I think it's better to have more people, if people want to have more kids. So in order to encourage people to want to have more kids and to be able to have more kids, progressive policies are the way to go. Like that, this is insane bullshit. Make it easier for people to have kids. Donald Trump and his campaign aides have tried to distance themselves from Project 2025. Before its publicity, Trump praised the Heritage Foundation, which leads Project 2025, for its work. Yeah, they've been straight up lying. Trump is just been lying.
Our country is going to hell. The critical job of institutions such as Heritage is to lay the groundwork, and Heritage does such an incredible job at that. Encourage new thinking, embrace new directions, and keep Heritage at the vanguard of the conservative movement.
Also worth mentioning, he has a ton of Trump's former aides are a part of Heritage Foundation now, working on Project 2025, and also J.D. Vance wrote the foreword for it, and J.D. Vance, of course, is his VP pick. So, speakers in the Project 2025 videos are careful not to explicitly side with Trump, instead referring to a, quote, conservative president or, quote, conservative administration. Gotta distance themselves from Trump, because they know it's unpopular. But most speakers who appear in the videos have worked for Trump in some capacity, either on his 2016 to 2017 transition team, in his administration, or on his 2024 re-election campaign. There you go.
The American people who vote for a conservative presidential administration, they're not reading the New York Times. They're not reading the Washington Post. Actually, to the contrary. If those outlets publish something, they're going to assume it's false. So the only way to reach them with any voice of credibility is through working with conservative media outlets.
Do not let career bureaucrats hinder you from advancing the president's agenda. Keep in mind, you're coming into a place, Washington, D.C., that does not share your conservative values. They're even hostile to it. Because you're here to do something that's not in their interest. They're not going to be your friend, and they're not going to help you succeed. What are you doing? You're here to cut government. You're here to cut spending. You're here to cut regulations. You're here to stop the waste, fraud, and abuse that's going on. But a lot of careers have been made from that. Fiefdoms have been built around it.
Wow, this is just cult shit. That's insane. Do you have any information about Project 2025 that we should know? Reporter Andy Kroll can be reached at andy.kroll@propublica.org and by Signal or WhatsApp at that number. Okay, cool. So you guys get the idea. Very good summary. Very good, just a, very fast, snappy 3-minute clip of, some of the highlight reels, right? Or a highlight reel. Some of the highlights are in it, rather. Of what's going on with these secret training videos. Scary stuff. Very scary stuff. Not good. Who's the target audience for this? They're training people. So the target audience for the training videos is people who are already on board with them, right? People who are already on the inside. So this isn't for the public. This is specifically for people who are trying to assist, with Project 2025 and get it pushed. Okay, so they're not trying to trick anybody with this. This is their agenda. This is the quiet part out loud thing. That's exactly what this is. And I kind of want to watch one of their shorter ones just to get a better idea of exactly what's being said. But we'll see what happens. The cognitive dissonance is real? Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if it's cognitive dissonance. It's literally just, listen, people don't want our agenda, so we have to shove it down their throats. I think they know. They know what they're doing. So I don't think it's cognitive dissonance. I think this is literally, no, force them to do our agenda. I thought agenda was a leftist thing. No, you're thinking of trends agenda. That's an Italian thing, is what it is. It's sexual for them? Yeah, to an extent, definitely. It's they're forced birthers. They have a birthing kink. They have a pregnancy and birth kink is what it is. Once the kid's born, fuck them. Like they can die, they can suffer, whatever. It doesn't matter. But up until that point, when you have a pregnant woman, the most important thing is not, or a pregnant person or whatever. The most important thing is not the person who's pregnant. It's the thing inside the person who's pregnant. It's the fetus. And that's for a few reasons. The fetus can't think for itself, and it also keeps largely women, because mostly women get pregnant, in line. So. Well, I do agree there are people in the government that are making a career out of it that shouldn't be. I don't think replacing everyone with conservative yes men is the solution. It's the solution for conservatives. They literally just want to... they're just trying to do a fascist takeover. They don't care anymore about, like, electoralism or anything like that. They just want a fascist takeover. Right now, they don't have the means to do it. If Donald Trump wins, they will. They were hoping for a red sweep this election cycle, and they were very close to getting it had Biden not dropped out. Mulch Walsh has that weird diaper kink. Yeah, that's one thing, but like I think it's honestly like way more fucked up to just like have a fetish for other people giving birth. That's extremely fucked up to me. Like, I feel like that's what needs to be pounded. Like, it's funny. The diaper thing's funny.
Why weren't Nikki Haley, Vivek, Rafael Cruz, and the others forced to carry their campaigns to term?
True. Good point. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted tier 1 sub, Socket Tanuki. Appreciate you. Always amazing. That was a good one. Took me shouting at work every time you regurgitate this shit. You tell me everything I need to know, what you think of me, so don't be fake and act cool to my face. I live in a red county. That sucks. Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate in that I'm a cishet presenting white guy. So, like, even at... I don't want to say that about them. But where places that I have worked before, it's crazy what people will say just because they think you'll agree with them. Like, because of your demographic, because of how you look. Like, people will say the wildest shit. Because I am, like, very... Like, I have a conservative kind of look to me, you know? Like, when I just go out in public, people assume that, like, I'm just some dude who likes sports and whatever. And so the shit that they'll say to me, like they'll just assume that I'm a conservative. They'll assume that like I'm on board with, you know, hating trans people or whatever. And like it's even just like I gave an example one time of like there was a black person in the room with me and this other person, and then she left. The black person left, and then that other lady was like started talking about her race, and I'm just like, why though? Like, why would you do this? Because she's not a bad person, is the thing. Like, she's very nice and sweet, but then she, like, the black person leaves the room, and suddenly it's all like, you know, she feels like she can just say whatever she wants. It's the weirdest thing. I've met people like that. It's so bizarre. These Project 2025 training videos are so chilling. I'm so glad we have a clear path to victory, but Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. Okay, one thing I wanted to say about the Tim Walz speech, because I listened to it today, is I'm glad that they're not pretending that they're a shoo-in. I'm very glad that they're taking this seriously. Because one of the biggest mistakes of the Clinton running, of the Clinton campaign, was that she did not take Donald Trump seriously. Kamala and Tim Walz both, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz both take Donald Trump very seriously. And so I don't see them losing. They could, don't get me wrong, anything can happen in the next 3 months, okay, guys? Anything can happen. So keep your, I'm very hopeful that they will win. Like, they're doing a very good job right now. Things are moving a positive direction. But I do hope that they keep the mindset that this will be a close election. I would love a sweep, but let's pretend it'll be close. Get out there, campaign, do phone banking for Kamala, do door knocking, whatever you guys want to do. Like, just go do it for like an hour. Just go do it for like an hour. Okay? Every little bit helps. Also, the things they say are just regurgitated things they've seen and heard online word for word. Yeah, absolutely. Walz is really good. He's amazing. Trump beat the DNC in 2016. They have to take him seriously. Yep. I was at a party and our friend named Keyshawn was hitting my weed vape every time the 50-year-old white guy said the N-word, hard R. Oh my God. I had the shit full when I got there. There was 1/4 left. Jesus Christ. That was very nice of you to let him do that. She donated to his campaign during the 2016 Republican primary. What a fucking dumbass. Can we just not have Clintons be in politics anymore? Can the Clintons just not do it anymore? Same with the Kennedys. The Kennedys are washed up, okay? Anybody with the name... Okay, I'm making a new law. Anybody with the last name Clinton or Kennedy is no longer allowed to run for office. If that's your last name, change it. Then you can run for office. But you can't... Like, you have to at least pretend that you're not part of that family. No more Nepo. Thank you. Only Gunters. That's right. There actually is a Bengals player now with the last name Gunter. Jeffrey Gunter. There he is. I saw him the other night. See, he would be... See, this is a perfect candidate for office. Because you see, the last name is good and cool. No relation. Gunter's not my real last name. The lore is that my first name is Alec, my middle name is Gunther with an H. And so I went by Alexander Gunther. Like, I still have my Reddit account called Alexander Gunther, just because I thought Alexander sounded cooler. But then when I went to start streaming on Twitch, I thought you said you didn't watch the sports. Well, I went to my parents' house and they had it on. But then on Twitch... Alec Gunther was taken when I tried to change my name to Alec Gunther, so I went with Alec Gunter.
Wealth, fame, power.
If all the good Kennedys are dead, why won't RFK do the right thing for his legacy?
That's going over my head. Oh, never mind. Got it. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs, Saga Tanuki. That went over my head for a second, but I got it now. Good point. Very good point. It's not Fed Posty. It's not Fed. Now, you stop that. No, it's not. Of course not. Do the right thing for his legacy, aka be a good person. That's what he meant. Can we start pronouncing MAGA with a long A? Mega? That sounds too much like mega. No one with the name Bush should run either. Yeah, good point. Alex last name is YouTuber, yes. I've said my last name on stream before, but like I try to keep it on the down low. I don't want people looking me up. He kind of is now by not dropping out. Yeah, but he's getting sued now. He's like being taken off the ballots, I heard, because he didn't do something right. He like lied or some shit. He's a dumbass. Like he can't even function as a proper spoiler for the Republicans. He's such a fail son. Okay, I want to do another segment. I guess I got to do this atheist video, yeah? My MAGA mom just walked on me watching this. Tell her I said hi, and I hope that she considers changing her ways. Tell her I have a MAGA dad, and, you know, I love him very much, and I just wish that he would fucking listen to me.
I figured if material...
What's PIS, parents? Unless you meant POS. In which case, sorry to hear that. He got on the ballot in Texas. This means winning there is actually possible. That'd be awesome. PIS stands for Prawo i Law and Order. The Conservative Party in Poland. Oh, okay. Yeah, didn't know that. You said fuck? Did I say fuck? Or did the comedian that I'm listening to say fuck? Okay, we gotta get started. There's a lot more chatters than I'm used to lately, so I apologize if streams seem slow, but I do try to read all the messages that I can. Okay. So I don't really hear about very many atheists turning to Christianity, and usually when I hear about that, it's like, well, they weren't really atheists before. They were just like non-denominational, like not non-denominational. They were just like not religious, right? They called themselves atheists because they didn't go to church. They didn't really think about God that much, but they weren't like true, like, I don't think there's a God type atheists. That's usually the way that I hear about it. But apparently, this atheist comedian turns to God after hearing just 5 words. Just 5 words. Amazing. Atheists, prepare your ears. Apparently, after hearing these 5 words, you too will turn Christian. So let's see what's going on.
I figured if materialism is it, if it's just about getting stuff, I'll get stuff. I can get my life back on track. I'll focus on the comedy, and I'll work on getting a career going again. And I still had a fairly good reputation in the club world. And anyway, I decided that that's what I'll do. So I'm working now. I'm focused on this. And now we're golfing, him and I. And I asked him, how do you accumulate wealth? Nobody ever taught me how to accumulate wealth. I mean, wealth.
Well, it's easy. You just be born rich, right? Just be born rich. Just don't be poor, dumbass.
And he said, in order to even enjoy the creation, you have to have a relationship with the Creator. And I thought, boy, that sounds neat, you know, like New Agey. It sounded New Agey. So I said, where's that at? He goes, it's in the Bible.
How does that sound New Agey? You have to have a relationship with the Creator? That sounds like from the 14th century, man. What do you mean sounds New Agey? Shut the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
This is such
a couple
bullshit.
holes went by. Said something else. I go, that's great. Where'd you read that? He goes, it's in the Bible. I said, stop it with the Bible. He goes, what do you mean? I go, I mean, really, who reads the Bible? He said, I do. I go,
Atheists. Atheists do. Trust me. If you want to know anything about the Bible, ask an atheist.
really? He goes, what's your problem? I go, I don't believe in God. I mean, God.
Have you ever watched anything from Beau of the Fifth Column? I want to say yes. I want to say yes, but it's been a long time if I have.
God. You know, really? God's word. It's a little archaic, don't you think? He said, well, let's back up. What's in the Bible that you don't think is true? Maybe I can help you out. I go, I don't know. I never.
I don't think it's true that there was a global flood. I don't think it's true that Jesus died and then came back to life. I don't think it's true that we should be allowed to sell our daughters into sex slavery. I don't think it's true that there are these 10 commandments that we're commanded to follow by the Lord Almighty, and if we don't follow them, we'll go to hell. I don't think hell is real as a concept. I think if you believe that hell is real as a concept, that you're probably not that good of a person, because you have to be chained to a leash in order to, like the leash of hell, in order to think that like doing good things is good, right? Because like I've seen so many fucking Christians be like, well, if you don't believe in hell, why do you do good things? Well, because I'm not a shit person, which you apparently are without the threat of hell dangling over your head, right? So if you want to talk about the things that I don't believe that are in the Bible, those are just off the top of my noggin. I could probably think of a few more if you give me some time.
Read the Bible. He goes, then you're not an atheist, you're a moron. Right? And any man who suffers from an anger problem knows, the hair on your neck stands up, your stomach gets a little tight. I think I want to punch this guy for saying that, but then I would have lost access to some really nice.
That's such a, like, not a real this is so fake. This whole thing's fake. This whole thing is bullshit. Needing an excuse to be a good person means you're not a good person. I agree. Well, I wanted to punch him. Okay, dude.
Nice golf courses. So I said, how so? He said, I'll give you the short answer. To discount and throw away an infinite God in an infinite universe, you yourself have to have infinite knowledge of the entire universe. It's a self-defeating argument. You cannot defend an absolute negative. What you're denying exists is God in an infinite universe. How so? He said, I'll give you the short answer. To discount and throw away an infinite God in an infinite universe, you yourself have to have infinite knowledge of the entire universe.
No, I just don't have any evidence that God exists. I have evidence of a universe. I don't know that it's infinite. I don't have any evidence that it's infinite, but I think in some capacity, like in my tiny human brain, right? My little meat sack of a brain, the only thing that I can assume is that like time as a concept has like stretched back and back and back and back and back. You know, but I don't know. I don't know what came before the universe, before the Big Bang, but I know the Big Bang happened. I know that things exist now because of it. And entropy keeps things moving in a linear direction time-wise. So, like, that's the extent of my knowledge. And I have evidence for that. I have demonstrable evidence for that. I don't have evidence of what came before the Big Bang or if it even makes sense to ask that question, okay? But what I do know is that I don't have any evidence for God, okay? He's never demonstrated that he exists. He's never shown himself to me if he does exist. Like, he just expects me to know that he's there. If he wants me to know that he's there so bad, as an all-powerful being, it shouldn't be that hard to demonstrate that he's there.
It's a self-defeating argument. You cannot defend an absolute negative. What you're denying exists as an omniscient being. In order to deny that, you yourself have to be omniscient.
That's not true.
You can't defend it. And I looked at that man.
Also, like, it's not that I'm saying there absolutely is no God. I'm saying I don't have any evidence for God, therefore I don't have any reason to believe he's real.
And I said, what?
It's like, this is the flying spaghetti monster argument. How do I know there's not a flying spaghetti monster in charge of everything? I don't have any evidence that he's not.
He said, trust me, Jeff, I say this out of love. You are not smart enough to be an atheist. I said, yeah. And he said, I'd like to help you out. I go to a church in Denton, Texas, Tom Nelson's, Denton Bible. He said he teaches the Bible. He does not.
If that was enough to convince you as an atheist to go to church, you're not just like, you're a dumbass. You're stupid. He's a dipshit. Either the story is bullshit or he is a dipshit.
Tell you to check your brain at the door. He makes you reach intellectually, and he says,
wait, check your brain at the door?
He does not tell you to check your brain at the door.
Does not tell you, okay.
He makes you reach intellectually, and he says, I think you would enjoy that. And I said, would it cost me any money? He goes, nope, I'll sign you up. And then, can I send you a Bible? I go, if it doesn't cost me anything, you send me whatever you want. So the Bible came, I threw that in a junk drawer, the tapes started coming, and for a year and a half, those tapes came, and we had a friendship. It was basically revolved around comedy and golf. And he never once said to me, I sent you tapes, did you listen to them? I sent you a Bible, did you open it up? He'd end every conversation the same way. Hey, how are you and Tammy doing? I go, not too good, Phil. We're going to get that divorce at some point. I got to fill those papers
Oof,
out.
L.
For a year and a half. And we went home and we tried. We tried. And summer came that year, and she said,
I can't imagine why this dipshit would have gotten divorced.
Taking the kids to Ohio to go with to be at my parents. And while I'm gone, you got to get your life.
You stay
together.
out of Ohio.
If you don't want to do comedy, don't do comedy. But you got to do something. We're losing the house. We were a couple months out of our mortgage at that point, and they were contacting us. And
then God saved us, right? That's where it's going. God saved us.
But I'll work on it. And she gathered up these Bible.
How did God save us? Well, there was a funny coincidence that happened. And I think that was God talking to me. God didn't save the 2-year-old with cancer that died just a few seconds ago. Right? He decided that I was more worthy of saving. Because I had relationship problems and was about to lose my house. Which would have forced me to like downsize to an apartment or something. But that was more important than the 2-year-old dying of cancer.
Tapes.
Very good.
Year and a half's worth. They were everywhere. On the fridge, under the sink. You ladies can imagine. She's been cleaning around them for a year and a half, collecting dust, everything. She gathers them all up, and she brings them into the living room, and she throws them on the floor before she leaves, and she says, you either listen to these things or I'm throwing them out. Now I got a bunch of God's words sitting on the floor, and this struggle comes in. It's nothing but biblical trash. That's when at one point my head screamed at me, it's biblical trash, and I start to walk away, and it's like, oh.
Pretty shitty of God to give me asthma. You're just not grateful enough. God gave you asthma as a test, okay? God made your most important function breathing and then said, hey, by the way, you don't get to breathe sometimes. And he did that as a test to you. He tests his strongest, he gives his hardest test to his strongest warriors. You're one of God's strongest warriors and you would deny his existence? How dare you?
Open one up, so I finally just walk over there like it's on fire, and I rip one open, and I throw them on the floor, and it's Ecclesiastes.
It's a goof. It's funny.
And it starts
Think
out
about
meaningless,
it. It's funny.
meaningless. And I went, what's meaningless? What's meaningless?
It's really funny when God makes your most important vital function breathing and then takes it away from you. Something that he did to me when I was the ripe old age of 8, okay? I had an emergency that was a few days coming, whereby I was losing my voice and I was starting to gasp a little bit for breath. And then I woke up one night, and suddenly I just couldn't breathe at all. And so it was like trying to breathe through a coffee straw. It was awful. And then my parents, not knowing what to do, said, okay, well, we'll just help you out, right? Because they don't want to take me to the doctor because that shit's expensive. So like, okay, this is going to be fine.
I don't believe pork was an unclean meat. Can you imagine what 5,000 years of curing techniques from a region with so much salt they have a Dead Sea would make?
Good point. Thank you very much for the another 5 gifted tier 1 subs, Sakatanuki. I appreciate you. But anyway, what was I saying? I felt like I was breathing through a fucking coffee straw. And finally, like, my parents took me to the hospital, and, they stuck a little, like, a laryngoscope or whatever down my throat, and I coughed and hacked up, like, a bunch of gunk. And I could breathe again. Holy shit, thank God, right? Except no, because God's the one that did that to me. It was a goof, right? It was a prank. It was just a prank. He was just testing me.
And it went on to talk about Solomon's conclusions and the book of Ecclesiastes. And years later, Christians said to me, the first time I shared this at a church.
I've had, ever since then, I literally don't take breathing for granted.
Somebody grabbed me. God used Ecclesiastes? God used the book of Ecclesiastes to lead you to Jesus. I go,
Not to mention my high school asthma
it's a fairly cynical book. I go, well, you didn't know me like God knew me. Trust me. I found Ecclesiastes the most exhilarating thing I'd ever heard. Meaningless, meaningless. It's all meaningless. Everything is meaningless. There's no purpose. Everything. I was like, and then what I got out of that first tape was this: life without God will have no meaning. Without meaning to your life, there's no purpose to your life. Without
my life has plenty of meaning. Okay, it has both plenty of meaning and no meaning at all. Okay, if you can't find meaning in your life in the absence of God, your life is empty, and you filled it with God. And what is God? He's a guy that you don't know, that you say created you and the entire universe, and then left you to fend for yourself. Okay, you have filled your life with a fictional absent father. That's what you've decided gives meaning to your life, is a fictional absent father. Good job.
A purpose to your life, you might as well off yourself. And I'm thinking, wow, that's in the Bible? So I ripped open every envelope looking for more Ecclesiastes tapes. There's got to be another one in there.
Positive nihilism.
And I put that in there, and this is it. This was another one of Solomon's conclusions. Again, paraphrasing what was in the book by this pastor. But it was, if happiness was an act of human will, we'd all be happy. You ask anybody in this room what you want out of life. I just want to be happy. Well, what is that? How do you define that? If it's the next iPod, the next man, the next woman, the next job, the next car, the next ad infinitum, you're in for a long haul while you're down here on Earth.
I mean, I'm pretty happy now. I'm happy at the moment, like doing my stream. I don't know, you just find passions. You have any passions besides God? Like, have you ever actually thought about what you enjoy doing? Do you enjoy comedy? You know, like, do you like standing up and, like, does that give your life some sense of purpose, some sense of meaning and fulfillment? Or are you just doing this for money? Because it sounds like you're just doing this to make a living. Nobody actually says that they find meaning in their fucking iPod. Okay? Nobody says that. What will make me happy is if my sleep paralysis demons help pay the rent. True. A lot of people would just be happy with more money and more comfort and more stability. Yeah, definitely a grifter.
Solomon's conclusions were nothing of this earth will ever give you lasting joy and happiness outside of God. So I'm sitting there listening to this, and I knew this because I did this. I went to, to the mirror.
I knew this.
Affirm yourself. Oh, what a load of garbage that turned out to be. All I wanted to know is I'm listening to this, and something is happening inside of me. And at one point, I wanted to run on the lawn and hold the Bible up. What a book! I was doing studies in my car, staring with my leg, making notes in my Bible. I almost met Jesus before I met Jesus. I mean, I'm running them off the...
What the fuck is wrong with you? You're insane. You had a mental break. Man read the Bible and had a mental break. What would make me happy is if I was allowed to stop being an existential fear of right-wing politicians. Yeah. Is this guy drunk? This guy's insane. Either that or he's grifting. Probably the latter.
The road, they're waving at me one finger at a time. I'm like, I love you too,
Yeah, because you almost killed them.
Wow.
That was very unsafe of you to do.
I have no idea why.
God made him do it, though. God made him do that.
There was this moment in my life where God said, this guy's had enough. For the first time, I realized that I wanted an explanation for all these years. I wanted somebody to explain to me God so that I got it, so that I understood it, and it made a difference in my life. But the truth was I needed a revelation from God. Without the revelation, the explanation means nothing. And all of a sudden, everything was starting to change. The way I talked to people, the way I looked at people.
Ecclesiastes 12:8.
What the fuck? Okay, we suddenly switched over.
Gives the final assessment, which is the same as the first assessment in Ecclesiastes 1:2. Everything is futile, fleeting, meaningless, and absurd. The conclusion helps us understand the purpose behind exposing the meaninglessness of life. Solomon wants us to realize that God imposed a curse on the world to show us the
evangelical jump scare, nice.
Meaninglessness of following our own devices.
What's meaningless about following your own devices? About doing whatever you want to do? What's meaningless about that? It's just as meaningless as following a fictional absent father.
ultimately to drive us to him. Thus, the point of Ecclesiastes, like every book of the Old Testament, is ultimately to make you wise for salvation through faith in Jesus Christ, per 2 Timothy 3:15. When we see
is this think before you sleep, yeah,
death up close in hospital visits, the suffering of a loved one, or the passing of a friend, it signals there is something better out there. That's the point of Ecclesiastes. Everything is meaningless without Jesus. We see this in the conclusion. Solomon wrote...
Oh, this is the piss tank that they put Jesus in. You guys know Piss Jesus? Actually, I don't even know if I can show it on stream, but look up Piss Jesus if you've never seen it. This is the piss tank they put in.
Ecclesiastes to shepherd the reader with words that are pleasing, true, convicting, and wise. His words are like goads, spiked sticks that prod cattle down the right path. That's an excerpt from Christ-Centered Exposition, Exalting Jesus in Ecclesiastes. Authors David Atkin, Jonathan Atkin. The human drive for meaning without God is ultimately a nonsensical mirage. Why do we have an indwelt desire, hunger for meaning? What is that?
Script?
If we are purposeless pond scum, our desire for purpose is nonsensical.
I mean, we kind of are in a sense, right? Like, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's freeing. Free yourself of this idea that your life has to have some kind of purpose. Okay? Once you free yourself of that notion, you become truly free. Then you can do whatever you set your mind to. Okay? Be the best pond scum you can possibly be. Go eat the big fish. Okay? Go shit the biggest turd. Who cares? Like, just make your own meaning. If somebody hands you, okay, if somebody hands you if somebody hands you a drawing and they say trace this, your meaning is to trace this, right? As opposed to handing you a blank slate and saying, like a blank piece of paper and saying draw whatever you want. Which one are you going to respect more, the tracing or the drawing? Even if the drawing looks like shit, at least you made it yourself, as opposed to tracing it. You know, make your own meaning. Figure it out. Be creative.
Why would beings created of only natural processes have a desire for meaning? You may find a lot of discussion among secularists about meaning, but they never really get to the point. I mean, why do we have a drive for meaning in the first place? Within the Christian worldview, it makes sense. There is an alternate.
You can ask that question, but the answer is not fundamentally God. Like, it's a good question. Why do we have a drive for purpose in life? Right? That's a fair question, I think. And I don't have a good answer for it, to be honest with you guys. I'm sure if I thought about it for a while, I'd have a good answer. But that doesn't mean the conclusion is that God exists. This is a God of the gaps fallacy, once again. Just because you cannot personally find meaning in your life and you have this insatiable drive for it, does not mean that you get to plop God in and say, this is my purpose. That question can be asked of God as well, and that answer will be just as self-referential as someone deciding meaning for themselves. That is also true. If you think God is this conscious entity that made us in his image, then whatever his meaning is just as arbitrary as whatever our meaning it would be, like our ascribed meaning. Hello, Ryu J. Welcome.
Meaning,
why does
we can have salvation and experience a
shit.
God forever? We can be part of his glorious, infinite plan.
Why?
Without that, our desires for meaning are a mirage.
What's God's purpose? What's God's purpose? Why does he exist? Really, what is his meaning in life? Like in his infinite life? I'd love to know.
If we chase wealth, it's vapor. If we chase success, it's vapor. If we chase love, even then, that is vapor. But if these things are ultimate, if they can contribute to some type of...
Okay, anybody who... people in the chat who love somebody, throw some ones in the chat if you love somebody. Go ahead. If there's a person in your life that you say that you love, that you really feel a deep connection to on like an emotional level, throw a 1 in the chat for me. Okay, now I want you to think of that person, and I want you to consider that this guy just called your relationship with that person vapor. He said it's meaningless, purposeless. You should hate this guy.
Ultimate plan, if they are forever, then that meaning isn't a mirage. A naturalist worldview is just deeply unsatisfying. It doesn't provide us the why. Why do we have deep desires for meaning if we're merely purposeless biological beings that evolved of natural processes, whose thoughts exist only of natural processes, whose every decision and choice is predetermined? That's what Stephen Hawking concluded. Christianity makes a whole lot more sense. Christ is king, every knee will bow. Absolutely.
I hate this guy. Every knee will bow. Make me. Come make me. Damn, I have more subscribers than this guy does.
My cousin.
How does his videos pop off so much? Nuts. I'm too American about to anything, exactly. Our purpose is to worship Zeus? Ew, why Zeus? No. Zeus is a turd. Hell no. Yeah, why is that? Even, okay, I'm not like mythologically inclined, but even I know that Zeus is a turd. My dad watches stuff like this. It's the boomer YouTube algo. Nice. Yeah, Zeus is kind of a rapist and stuff. That's true. Almost worship Odin. Isn't Odin also a dick? I feel like most gods are dicks. Like, just think about, okay, think about like the millionaires and billionaires in this world. The overwhelming majority of them are bad people. It's almost as though being granted immense power through no doing of your own makes you a little bit of a dick. You know? Just like by default. Dionysus is where it's at. I don't know any of the other gods, but I know that Zeus is pretty shitty. Alright, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, and then when I get back, I'll scroll through my content suggestions and see what we got.
episode. I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
A perfect shot. I would expect nothing less from a computer. Programmed to kill. I mean play golf.
Let's begin objective A. Fool the humans into thinking you're real. Trick the humans with inferior skill, even though you could win every time. I guess I can use my computer brain to calculate the angles at moves too. Hit the ball, get a perfect shot. Hit the ball, get a perfect shot. Primary objective, fool them all. Holy fucking shit. You're a perfect machine. Protects every corner. Join the resistance. John Connor will lead us. We just have to wait for him to be born. Holy fucking shit. You're a perfect machine. Don't let that Terminator do it for you. Shit. Fuck my life. Fuck my life. In your anger, you killed her. You fucked it up. Objective B. Kill all human. Kill all human. That wasn't fair cause I didn't know it would be too hard. It was almost motherfucking perfect. Just hit it as hard as you can. This is practice for when you're decapitating humans. Decapitating humans. No one will be alive to see it. Full blast again. My God, they'll kill us all. Holy fucking shit. You're a perfect machine. Protects every corner. Join the resistance.
Okay, I'm back.
We just have to wait for him to be born.
Oh, excuse me.
You're a perfect machine. Don't let that Terminator do it for you. Shit. Fuck my life.
My 70-year-old math teacher had a drawing of Pepe posted on his corkboard behind his desk. That could be really cool, or that could make him an insane person. What song is this? It's called M1. It's called Perfect Machine by M1. It is a Game Grumps remix.
All humans will burn anyway. The same on the lane I use.
I thought it sounded cool, so I added it to the list. I was about to say, I saw some people in the voice chat in my server. And I was like, what the fuck are they doing? But then I looked and one of them's live with my stream. Right? And I was like, okay. I guess that's alright. But then I thought, hold the fuck up. You're restreaming my shit. Moochers. It's free anyways. Listen! Okay? It's the principle. It's fine. I'm just fucking with you. The band pan. It's time for the band pan. Can you shout out Seagull? I can shout out Seagull. Is that the one streaming it? I don't want to click it. I feel like if I click it, it's gonna like bring me in. I didn't even realize that was Aaron's voice. They said it was Game Grumps. Yeah, it's Aaron and Dan. You're a perfect machine. Kill all humans. Kill all humans. This one's Green Forest. I love this one. This one's a great song. Makes me want to play Sonic Adventure 2 again. I recognize Dan, but he wasn't singing. Yeah. We're gonna burn anyway. All humans will burn anyway. That's what he said. NSP is great. If you stream Sonic Adventure 2 again, turn on crowd control again, that would be really fun. I thought about doing another fundraiser. I don't know what I would do it for, though. I feel like doing... Okay, so I feel like doing a fundraiser for myself would be a little... Like, I don't know. Like, I don't... okay, I can't call it conceited if I do it, because I don't think it's conceited if other people do it. Right? But, like, for some reason, it gives me just, like, a weird feeling. It's totally a vibes thing. But, like, when I see other people being like, hey, I'm fundraising for myself here, I'm just like, okay, this person's clearly just doing a little dance so people will give them money, right? Like, they're like a street performer in that sense. So I don't take issue with that. But then I'm like, I do it, and I'm like, eh. I don't know. It's a personal thing. Why is there so many people in voice chat? I don't know. You can go join them if you want. They're having a party in voice chat in my Discord. They're having a view party. You guys can go. You can press exclamation Discord in the site chat. Let me see if I can figure out real quick before we continue how the fuck I get YouTube, because I have one command working. That one was working. Lurk was working. From Stream Elements. That's why that's working, because it's from Stream Elements. Instead of Streamlabs. Let me go to Stream Elements. I want to try to get these commands working. I'm tired of, like, telling people that they can't do the command. Streaming tools. No, chatbot. Chat commands. But gee, it sure would help if there were a Discord command, wouldn't it? Let's see, server settings. No. Wrong one. Invite people. Never, no limit, generate, copy, paste, activate command. Command Discord already exists, what? Where? Oh yeah, there it is, it does exist. Well, let's try remaking it. Nice content, thank you. Just got introduced to your channel from the conversion therapy goof. Conversion therapy goof. Oh yeah, no, sorry, that took me like way too long to figure out what you meant. I don't know why that command's not working. Sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Thank you very much, I appreciate your kind words. But I don't know why this Discord command is not working. It's really annoying me. Whatever. You can get to the Discord in the YouTube description. We'll work on it later. Okay, content suggestions. Okay, we'll do this one. So this is another video from the Discord channel's the Discord's content suggestions channel, which you can get to if you join the Discord. You have to do that first. So join the Discord by joining with the link in the description below. Or you can, if you're in the site chat right now, you can type exclamation Discord and join that way. And you can leave your videos in content suggestions for me to go over, such as this one. It's called Are All Birds Really Fake? By Fox News. Now, I have to imagine that this is going to just be satire, right? Or like, I think I looked through it like a little bit and I was like, okay, I think there's like one kid that they're going over who thinks that birds are like the deep state, right? But I don't think that Fox News is going to be the ones agreeing with this. So this will mostly just be a shock reaction, if anything. But it will be nice. It will be really funny. Oh, they brought him onto Fox. Okay, never mind. Okay, they brought him onto Fox. We'll see if Jesse Waters like makes fun of him, or is it Jesse Waters? I thought I saw Jesse Waters somewhere. Sorry, whoever this guy is. Anyway, let's just go.
The question is, are birds real? Now, I would say yes, but others seem to not agree. They believe the government replaced birds with deep state agents who surveil the American citizenry. Is it crazy? Sure it is. It's also the subject of a new Fox Nation special, Birds Are Fake, the conspiracy.
Alec, the guy in the night helmet, made a post about you. It leaked DMs. Who cares?
Take a look.
The birds are dirty, smelly.
The extermination of our pigeon population.
You're a human being, we're here in a dungeon, and birds are robots.
It is a bird brain theory.
Just because it's a theory
Come on, dude. That was such a stupid joke.
doesn't mean that it is a bunch of nonsense.
56 years.
Okay, if all birds are like government made, I have so many questions for this guy. Okay, it's like if all birds are government made, why do they do what they do? Like, why do they shit everywhere? You know, like, why are there so many different types of them? How do they breed? Why, like, how do they lay? Like, what's the deal with them laying eggs? Like, they're creatures. Unless he's saying that they're biologically made by the government. Maybe that, okay, maybe we can give him a little bit there. Okay, if he's saying that, like, the birds were made in a lab, that's one thing. Right? But if he's saying that they're straight up just, like, robotic inventions, yeah, what do the eggs do? Like, what, like, if you're going to genetically, even if you genetically design a creature to, like, spy on people, it's like, I don't know, you could do a lot better than birds.
I've been doing these pigeons. I think I know what I'm talking about.
This is a coordinated effort to systematically remove all of the birds.
Why should we be concerned about that?
Spoiler alert, the guy who started it did a TED Talk and explained it as a social experiment. It was a social experiment and shared what they learned. Interesting. Is that ethical? He says it's to fuck with people. Yeah, but some people have to believe this, right? Okay, let's just keep going.
Birds Are Fake. The conspiracy is out now on Fox Nation. And Peter McAdoo.
I mean, my uncle believes the earth is flat, so I'm willing to believe that people will believe anything.
Is the public information officer of Birds Aren't Real. So, Peter, you're telling me you believe that there are no living birds?
I believe it. I know it, actually.
You know it?
I know it as proof, yes.
All birds?
He's fucking
every
with
bird
him.
in the U.S., I know.
Does that include chickens?
Is a chicken a bird?
A chicken's a bird.
A chicken's a bird.
So I just fed my chickens.
There's no way.
Back home. They didn't seem to be robots.
Yeah, that's kind of how biotechnology...
It's about how the Fox guys won't just call him out. Okay.
Technology works. The government's...
Oh, wait, so he's fucking with them because he's waiting for them to call him out and they just don't? This should... Okay. Okay, I think I'm understanding what's happening here. Sorry, it took my very slow brain a minute.
Making biohybrids where there are birds and robots that the government's combining. Annie Jacobson's done some great work on this.
So you're saying they have human characteristics, the eyes, the wings?
Not human characteristics, they have bird characteristics. So what the government did is from 1959 through 2001, they systematically replaced every bird in the sky with a government surveillance drone replica that looks identical to a real bird.
Damn, he's really getting into the role. This is awesome. I would believe him.
Eyes on us every day. So when you walk outside,
if I were
there's
like 50
probably
years old and
100
poison.
cameras in here. There's more cameras outside than there are.
So hold on, we can't win foreign wars and we can't run a DMV, but we can control every bird in the sky?
We can. I mean, and I appreciate you allowing me to share this information on here. A lot of the media won't let me talk about
is this
stuff.
a shtick?
True.
I mean, do
Okay,
you
I
really,
get it now.
I mean, do you really in your heart?
Why would it be a shtick?
Because
yeah, I mean, you
birds
report
everywhere.
You report on UFOs in this show, yes?
Well, I don't report on them.
UFOs are, I mean,
He's
I
getting
respect
him. Oh, he's
what you guys
debate
talk
throwing.
about on here. You're letting bird robots on the show? You're letting UFOs in this show?
So do you think I could see the government using some birds, maybe?
Oh my God, he's straight up just flexing on him now. He's like, dude, of course this is bullshit, but also look at the other bullshit you let on this show. Wow. That's insane. Great job. Excellent job.
As drones to disguise them, but you're saying all birds, the pigeons here in New York City.
Every bird, in every pigeon here in New York City. And I mean, it's really an epidemic. It's a birdemic.
But this is a real theory. There are real people out there.
Yes, it's a real theory. It's been going on since the 80s. It's on the media. You can find it. It's just like really everything else out there. Truth is subjective.
Yeah, they're straight up just giving this guy a platform to spit. That's crazy.
They're
getting no pushback.
There's different proof for different things. And if you do your own research, look into it, you might find that out.
There you go. Go to Fox Nation. Birds
No pushback.
Are fake. We're looking into this theory or conspiracy theory.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click.
We're looking into this conspiracy theory. Oh my God. What are the comments like? They charge power lines. That's why they don't get shocked. I think he said that in the video. The lack of self-awareness of the typical viewers is actually funny. This guy's awesome. Because birds are fake. Good catch. I didn't think many other people would really understand this. It's a sophisticated take, so I know it's not for everyone, which is actually okay. This should be a Fox News headliner. They need to keep this up and I'll watch more. What the fuck? No, Fox News literally like fell for the bait. This guy's one of the best trolls I've ever seen. Just glance at the lit comment section. Idiots arguing over straw men. Other idiots calling him an idiot because they're too idiotic to see he's a troll. Just as he hoped. I hope he gets rich. Okay, to be fair, you guys, okay, so whoever spoiled me, you should not have spoiled me. You should have let me figure that out like a big boy, okay? You should have let me figure out that he was in fact fucking with them. Because now I feel stupid. I have to be told. This guy's a genius troll. Fox News fall for it. Pretty sure Fox News knew what they were doing. Well, they don't give a shit is the point. They're just there for the views and the money. Like, they love pushing conspiracies. They love pushing alien bullshit and, like, great replacement bullshit. They do it all the time. We got introduced to it as the troll. What? They absolutely don't care. It's all about engagement. Exactly. It's just engagement. Like, it's just for shock value, for clicks. Like, they don't really give a fuck about covering real news. That's the bottom line here. Okay? Fox News knew exactly what they were doing. This guy knew that this was bullshit, but he still let him speak as though it's not. Because it's for shock value. It's for content. It's for views. It's for entertainment. It's for money. It's for all these things, except for actually pushing legitimate news messaging to people. It was a great troll. It was a great bit. I enjoyed it. You say, why did they poop? I say, they are doing it to data dump. That guy was spitting like he was the white M&M, true. What if he's pretending it's fake to keep us from the truth? True, true. The conspiracy hole deepens. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Don't they hang out in nests? Oh, that reminds me. Have you guys seen the video of birds pretending to be dead? Yes, here it is. Store owner helped and fed an injured crow. The others saw it and now come to his store to fake injuries. Look at this. Look at these little shits. He's like, get the fuck out of here. I'll show you how it's done. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Pros are smart as hell. Get out of here. Look, this is how it does. Shit-eating little sky goblins. Maybe we're the birds? True. Good point. Okay, I heard about this news story. So, my evil twin brother, Tim Pool, is at it again. Gay trans man wants abortions. Insane video goes viral. Alt girl says Trump will ban her look. Let's see what's going on here. I did see this Twitter post, by the way. This was basically a video of these two, a trans man and his friend, talking about what will happen if Trump regains the presidency. And I thought it was great. I thought it was... Here, we'll watch... will they show it? It looks like they'll show it. So they'll show it in the video. Let's just get started.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the modern condition. From the post-millennial gay trans man to vote Kamala so he can have more abortions. I got to play this clip for you. Shout out. This is probably one of the, like Taylor Hansen. We've had him on the show. He's a reporter for Tenet. Tenet's awesome, by the way. Big shout out to Lauren Chen, to Benny Johnson, as well as the Culture War podcast, which we host Friday mornings at 10 a.m. on Tenet Media. Taylor's been doing this field reporting, and this one, he really hit out of the park. Why are you voting for Kamala Harris? In this minute-long clip, let me just play it for you. You can hear it for yourself. And crank the volume, and let's roll.
Why are y'all voting for Kamala Harris?
I don't want to lose my rights. Like, I'm a trans man, and I'm gay, and I have been pregnant, and I've had an abortion before, and I don't want to lose that. I'm afraid of not being able to be myself anymore because from what I've heard, Trump's America doesn't want me to look like this. So that's why I'm here today, and that's why I'm voting blue.
All very salient points. Very true.
What about you?
Alec, if you wore a beanie. It's been a while since I've rocked the beanie.
I've also been pregnant and had an abortion before. I was a minor, and it would have been dangerous for me to...
Why do you laugh? Wait, look at him. Look at this smug-faced bastard laugh. Look at this.
Had an abortion before. I was a minor, and it would have...
I was a minor, and I had an abortion. Very funny, man. That's a good joke.
Been dangerous for me to properly...
Weirdo!
It would have been dangerous for me to carry a baby with, like... personal reasons and everything. I also, like, I'm very, alternative, and I feel like if Trump were to win, I wouldn't be able to, like, express myself and everything.
She's absolutely correct. I assume her pronouns are she, her. Absolutely correct. Nothing wrong with what she said.
And wouldn't be able to have the piercings or the dyed hair or the tattoos that I want. I would be able to be myself. And my dad's very pro-Trump, and I'm just very
pro-Kamala.
Pro-Kamala. Yeah, I don't. It's just.
Does that cause a divide at all?
Yeah, it definitely does. He thinks that Kamala's gonna ruin.
My dad told me the other night when I was seeing him, because I was like, Dad, I asked him, I said, Dad, do you honestly think that I would vote Democrat just to spite you? Like, just to spite conservatives? Or do you think that I actually believe in their policy? My dad was like, well, you'd vote for anybody with a D next to their name, son. You just vote on principle for Democrats. I'm like, yeah, okay. No arguing there. So, that was cool.
In the country, but I think that Trump would do worse, like, a lot. Like, Kamala is going to be good for the country.
Well, I don't know why she thinks that's the case. I will stress this before we read the article and get...
They think that's the case because, like, that's what's happening. That's Project 2025. They want to, like, reinstitute traditional gender roles and such. And part of that is not wearing, this stuff. Like, this is alternative enough that conservatives would take issue with it. Both of them, really.
Get into breaking down what it means to be a gay trans man who's been pregnant before. So, actually, I'm not a conservative. I hear a young woman...
Right. Got it. Not a conservative. Right. Centrist Tim, who for some reason, I just saw a great meme today. For some reason, only ever criticizes the left and only ever embraces the right. Big brain centrist Tim Pool. Brain so big he has to contain it with a hat.
Who said that she was pregnant as a minor and her body couldn't handle it. I won't immediately cast that out. First and foremost, there's serious consideration there to how a minor ends up pregnant and can her body actually handle the pregnancy.
Hold on. Did he just say one second?
To how a minor ends up pregnant and...
That's a great question. How does a minor end up pregnant, Tim? Lack of birth control, usually. Sometimes it's by rape. And that sucks really bad, to say the least. So how do we prevent that stuff? Oh, we reduce crime, right? By teaching people, about consent at a young age as well as safe sex. That's one way. Another way is teaching people when they're being abused. It's sex education is what it comes back to. Sex education is my point. Sex education saves people from this shit. All right? But people on the conservative side don't want that. They literally call us groomers for saying, yes, kids should have sex ed. Yes.
And can her body actually handle the pregnancy? I'm not a doctor. There are challenges there. And honest question for the viewers, because I don't have any answers for this. If you're a conservative pro-life and there is a minor female gets pregnant for whatever reason, by choice, by accident, who knows, ignorance, and the doctor says, your body literally can't do this. You're too small. Would you then be okay with abortion if it meant the mom...
He better never ask Matt Walsh this one.
...dies. Or like she's at risk. Like in a scenario where they're like, this child is too young to have a baby, she will likely die or suffer permanent damage.
I wonder what his answer is.
The baby may not survive. What's your thought on then terminating that pregnancy? Honest question. So I don't dismiss that one outright.
Wait, what's your answer, pussy? My answer is yes, absolutely, duh, fucking yes, 100%. Yes. Get them the abortion. What the fuck are you talking about, dipshit, dumbass? Get them the abortion. They're going to die otherwise. What's your answer, Tim? I'm curious.
As for the gay trans man who's been pregnant before, I got questions. So the first thing that happens is this video...
odds of being misgendered. 90%, 95%. I'll give half credit if he at least goes with they, them. Because that person, to be fair, never specified their pronouns. And so he very well may be a they, them. We don't know.
Video goes viral. And I'm trying to explain it to some family members. And you can't. You cannot explain this. Okay. I love the video went viral. Shout it again to Taylor Hanson. Follow him on X because he reports on the ground, talks to people like this all the time. And if you thought that was good, you should see the rest of his stuff. Follow Tenet Media.
What's his name?
I love
Taylor Hanson. See if we can find him on YouTube. Taylor Hanson. Quagmire and Taylor Hanson? What? No, Taylor Hanson interview. Why is Taylor Hanson such a common fucking name for celebrities? This is terrible.
And you can't. You cannot explain this. Okay.
Taylor, with an E. Taylor Hanson. No, I get the same fucking results. Tenet Media. There we go. The Tim Pool video. Looks AI generated. A little bit. Unless they just stylized Tim Pool. Cory Bush ousted. Tim Walz in the Feeding Our Future fraud, a record COVID scam. What? No, he actually instituted policies to feed children. That's quite literally feeding our future. These views are abysmal compared to the subscriber count. Holy shit. Anyway. Maybe someone else to look at.
I love the video went viral. Shout it again to Taylor Hanson. Follow him on X because he reports on the ground, talks to people like this all the time. And if you thought that was good, you should see the rest of his stuff. Follow Tenet Media. Watch Tenet Media on X because they're posting these clips all the time. If you thought that was good, wait to see what else they got. But this is in the weeds. So I'm talking to a family member and I said, Oh man, this video is going viral of a gay trans man who said they were pregnant and had to get an abortion. That's why they're
Hey, we got the they them. Okay, I'll take it. Half credit.
voting for Kamala. And my family member says, wait, so it's a woman? It's a man. It's a man who wants to be a woman. And I was like, no. A trans man is a female who wants to be a male. Oh, but
female who person typically born female at birth, like they're assigned female at birth, who wants to transition instead, who does not identify with being a woman, and instead identifies with being a man. That's a trans man. Like typically assigned female at birth.
But so they're gay. So they like women because they're a gay. It's a female. No. A trans man.
See, okay, what he's doing right now is he's trying to make this very confusing for people when it's not confusing at all. A trans man who likes other men is a gay man. Let me say that again. A trans man who likes other men is a gay man. Why? Because man is what that person is. Trans is a modifier. It'd be like saying a black man is a gay man, okay? Trans men who like other men are gay trans men. It's not that hard.
Man is a female who says, I am a man. And if a man is attracted to men, they're gay. Therefore, a gay trans man is a biological female.
Not necessarily. If you're on testosterone for long enough, you actually align closer to biologically male. So you would have to say a person assigned female at birth. But you could also just say a person who has transitioned from female to male, who is or a person, it's a trans man, a gay trans man is somebody who was typically born female, who now identifies as a man, who is attracted to other men. That's all you have to say.
Who hooks up with biological males. Okay. And that is just being straight with extra steps.
That's transphobic as shit. No, it's not. That's called being a gay trans man. Okay?
So this individual gets pregnant and has an abortion. Trying to understand this, I got to tell you. Okay, so let's roll, baby. Let's roll. Tim Pool's Encyclopedia of Understanding Gender Ideology. If you were to say a gay transgender man, okay, we got to slow down here.
No, I followed fine. Most people followed fine.
That means is a transgender man who is gay would be a trans lesbian. I know, but I'm trying.
No, a trans man who's gay is no, because lesbians like women. This guy likes men. He likes men. He's gay. Gay!
Trying to explain it to you because this is what this stuff is. A trans man, as a singular word, is a female who wants to be a man, a male. So they are trans man. They're trans from female, transition from female to male, right?
And identifies as a man.
Not really male. But to be a man who is transgender.
Shut the fuck up. We all get it. We get it, man. Shut up. This is not that fucking difficult. Jesus Christ, you're annoying.
Is to say that you're a biological male who is transgender, meaning female. If you are a gay transgender man, you're a biological man, male, who wants to be a female.
I want to shove him in a locker. You know what I want to do? I want to steal his beanie and shove him into a locker and say, hey, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm going to show all the girls your bald head. I'm going to show them your bald head. Then they won't want to go see your skate park. Ooh, I'm sorry, Tim. All the girls are going to see your bald head. Look, I have a bald head too. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You just got to own it. Look, I'm even going bald in the back now. You just got to own it, man. Just own it. Okay? But you're not owning it and you're not shutting the fuck up, so I'm going to steal your hat and show all the girls that you're a little baldy. Ooh.
Females. You see how this gets confusing and hard to explain to people?
Sorry.
Perhaps on purpose. So
it's not that hard. I just did it.
This is funny. And this has happened. A gay trans man in a relationship with a gay transgender man. All right.
Wait, what? A gay trans man in a relationship with another gay trans man. Yeah. That's like saying a gay black man in a relationship with another gay black man. or a gay straight man, or just a gay white guy, or a gay what's a non-racial one? A gay right-handed guy in a relationship with another gay right-handed guy. Wow, who would have thought? It's just a modifier, just an adjective.
With a gay transgender man. All right. I don't know. I'm trying to break this down for you. So, in that regard,
it's
you have
not
a
hard.
female wanting to present male and a male wanting to present female, who are both.
Is this person? This person never indicated. Wait, no. This person was pregnant, presumably not male, right? Is he trying to say that this person was also born male? He's not trying to say that, is he?
Attracted to each other's.
Don't confuse them with color. It's just an adjective. Black is an adjective, trans is an adjective, gay is an adjective. They're all adjectives.
Physiology, straight sex. And so really all they're saying is that they wear different clothes, maybe? I guess. Because the gay trans man wants an intact guy, you know what I mean?
Not necessarily. It just means that he wants another guy. Maybe he wants to date a trans man. And I have news for you guys. Statistically speaking, trans people are way more likely to date other trans people than they are to date cis people.
What's this thing called a noun? How does it combine with a verb and a direct object? Language is so confusing because I didn't take second grade.
It is to Tim Pool. Thank you very much, Saga Tinoki, for another tier 5. Sorry, I always do this. Tier 1, 5 gifted subs. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. It's really not that complicated. It's not. I forgot what I was saying already.
I don't know. Actually, maybe they wouldn't be attracted to a trans woman, a gay transgender man. Is it?
Oh, I remember what I was saying. It's just an adjective, right? I was on that. So he wouldn't oh yeah, I remember I was saying now. I was saying you are way more statistically likely if you're a trans person to date another trans person. Okay? Because they understand each other far better than a cis person might. Now, that's not to say that it is required. I know that Neko Suris is in a relationship with a trans woman himself. Okay, and he's cis. So it's not required. But, trans people are a lot more likely to be gay, and they're also a lot more likely to date other trans people because, they're just more, trans people just tend to be more, I don't know why I mentioned that they're more likely to be gay, I'm sorry. It came to mind out of nowhere. But they're just they tend to prefer other trans people because of the shared experience. What I meant was what I was trying to say when I said they're more likely to be gay, that's usually because they're already open to different gender identities and different, ways of living. If cis-het people were more open to different ways of living, a lot more of them would be gay, I guarantee you.
I don't know. Actually, maybe they would be attracted to a trans woman, a gay transgender man. Isn't it confusing? I don't know.
I'm not attracted to all trans women, but guess what? I'm also not attracted to all cis women. I have I don't have a specific type for women. I take that back. I'm attracted to most women.
They're going to say Hansen asked the other Democratic woman why she decided to vote the Democratic ticket, and she said she was very alternative. So I'd like to point out here, dude, that's mainstream. What you're doing is totally common. It's like Hot Topic. My friend, you're alternative. You go to the mall, and there is a store just for you in every single mall. What you are wearing is actually boringly aligned with mainstream society.
Unlike you, which is this outfit's very interesting, right? Yeah.
It's not unique. I'm sorry. So imagine this reality. It's like Trump gets elected and he's like, the first thing we're going to do is, I saw this young girl and she had long nails. It's no good. So we're shutting down.
I got to hand it to him. Not bad. Not a bad Trump impression.
Hot Topics, gotta go. No more dressing in black with long nails. Wouldn't you just love it? That's Donald Trump's America, ladies and gentlemen. Now, don't get me wrong. Donald Trump may come out and be like,
okay, if Project 2025 goes through, they're going to force, it may not be like a direct law, but religious conservative families are way more likely to come down on their daughters for wearing this shit, okay, than any other type of family. Anybody who grew up in a Christian family will tell you this. that their parents wouldn't want them wearing that because it's like dark, demonic, or whatever the fuck, alternative. Like, it's way more likely in a conservative household because that's a conservative ideal. So they're not wrong. Even if it's not a direct policy, they're not wrong to think that that's where it could head. Yeah, it's Christo-fascism.
Like, we just have too many abortions.
Don't forget, there was a time when women weren't even allowed to wear pants. It was like considered, like it was against the law for them to wear pants. So we're not going back, right? We're not going back.
Have it. It's gotta go. And that I could imagine Donald Trump saying.
I could.
But, in the end, this is the kind of video that I would request you show all of your friends and family members to help them understand.
Yeah, no, I agree with Tim on this point. Show all of your friends and family members. Show them all. Yeah, show them all. Because the main point there is that they're afraid that they're not going to be allowed to get abortions. So show everybody that you know. I agree with Tim. Good point.
Kamala doesn't have anything to offer. It's just not Trump.
What?
Post Millennial says the punk and alternative movements.
No, they literally had good points. One of them said, I'm trans, and also I was pregnant once. And the other one said, I was pregnant once, and also I want to be able to dress however I want. Those are legitimate concerns. Even if you don't agree that they're like, things that Trump will take away, they did have concerns. You just didn't address them.
Blossomed in the 80s, both in the U.S. and Britain.
Didn't address the
both nations and
started
starkly conservative leaders. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I can't stand? These alt girls, they call themselves. They're like, I'm an alt girl. I'm so different. And it's like, bro, you shop at Hot
I thought he was referring to both of them as girls.
Topic. You're part of a massive subculture in the United States. Okay? There is, you want to dress weird?
Yeah, Hot Topic has a lot of alternative attire. Okay? Yeah.
Wear clown
Most
costume.
people don't dress like
Dress
Hot
up like a
Topic.
banana. Say, I'm a banana girl. Nobody likes me. What you...
Have you ever thought that maybe it's not to be different, it's just because it's their preferred expression? Like, this is my preferred expression, just a t-shirt and a hat. Like, this is what I like to wear. I don't like getting all gussied up. I don't like dressing, alternative. I don't like makeup. But that's my preference, and people should just be allowed to dress however they prefer. If she prefers to dress that way, then let her. You don't have to make fun of it. It's not about being alternative. Like, that person never said that this is about being alternative, or never even implied that. He really is just bitter. He's bitter that they got better style than he does.
You are doing here is the epitome of normal.
Isn't Camp Half-Blood a fucking Harry Potter thing? Or no, that's hold on, what is it? I know what it is. It's not Harry Potter. It's what is it called? Percy Jackson. That's what it... Of course it's Percy Jackson. I knew that. Never mind. I was going to make a Harry Potter joke, but never mind.
I got to tell you this, though. Voting for Kamala Harris is also as default normie as you could get. But welcome to America, my friends. Welcome to what young people are led to believe. I suppose...
What do you mean?
You have...
They're correct.
Conservatives to blame for this to a certain extent. My guys. Yeah. My TPUSA friends. Chill out on the suit wearing. Look, what am I wearing here? I got a button-up shirt, unbuttoned.
No, that's not the point, man. What? What do you mean chill out on this? What? Okay.
My sleeves is rolled up, and I'm wearing a beanie. While it's not, it's certainly not like gauged ears and lip piercings or anything like that. It's certainly not wearing a suit. Kind of in the middle. I'm wearing jeans, a t-shirt, a beanie, and this button-up.
This isn't about what they're wearing.
I only wear the button-up on this show, by the way, or...
This is about, like, them being weird and wanting to control people's lives. That's what this is about. What? This is so stupid.
If I'm coming from the show. So if you ever see me out wearing this, it's because I just came from...
Why the fuck do you think I would care what a fascist would wear? Look at fucking, what's his name? The guy who betrayed us. John Fetterman. I don't give a fuck what he wears. All right, he can show up dressed in he shows up dressed in a hoodie most of the time because like he doesn't really care about wearing formal attire for his own citizens. But then when it comes to Netanyahu, he'll get all gussied up for his boyfriend Netanyahu. All right? But either way, I don't give a fuck what he's wearing. He's still supporting a warmongering freak. So it's not about what they're wearing. It's about what they're trying to do. It's about their policy.
from the show. Otherwise, like I was skating when I was skating last week, people are like, Tim's wearing a blue shirt with a gray beanie. Well, yeah, I'm not going to wear all black in the sun. Are you nuts? And then the best part is when I take the beanie off and I squeeze all the sweat out. So anyway, I digress. The conservative...
Disgusting. Why would you say that? That's so rancid. Ew.
Have an inverse
fucking
problem.
Gross, man.
You go to a lot of these events, because I've been there, and everybody's wearing suits. Not literally everybody, but a lot of people. The libertarians,
it's not about that.
With all due respect, seem to have no sense of style at all. The liberals
so
have
stupid.
This element within them, and it's breaking apart. It really is. That it's a bit more creative. Republicans need to embrace this, and they've been doing it a little bit better. You should have, like, I love a show like I'm alternative. Like, dude, come on.
See, like, look at this. His criticism of Democrats is that, look, they want abortion. They want people with female bodies to have autonomy over them. That's his statement against the left. And then against the right, it's like, well, you guys should wear something that's not suits. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's equal. Equal. It's equal. See, he's a centrist.
No one cares you're dressed like that. There's not a single conservative. If she went to TPUSA and she was there, they'd be like, glad to have you. You voting for Trump? And if she was like, no, but I'm here to listen, they'd be like, cool. Nobody would be like, how dare you wear that? I'd love to hear Trump just go off on this tirade against Hot Topic.
And the overwhelming, oh God, he's going to do it again. The overwhelming majority of women at like TPUSA are like the same. They're like all blonde white women wearing the same shit.
Malls, it's corrupting children. It's making them wear all black. Not good. Yeah, no, never going to happen. It's not even on the radar. But shout out to the twisted and warped idea.
But you're You're focusing on the wrong thing anyway. Even if Trump doesn't do that, Project 2025 does state that they are going to stop abortion. Like, he just focused on the clothes the entire time when the bottom line is the fucking abortion and also the trans thing. Like, they just want trans people to no longer exist. That's also in Project 2025. It's disgusting. It's freak shit. And he just ignored that and went for the clothes. Well, no, sorry, he didn't ignore the trans thing. He sat there like a fucking dipshit, a fucking low IQ troglodyte, trying to purposefully fumble his way through just saying, yeah, this person was born female, transitioned to be a man, and now he's a gay man. It's not that hard! Are you a man? Do you like other men? You're fucking gay! Wow. I'm a little bit fucking gay. I'm a man who sometimes likes other men. I'm a little bit fucking gay. So whatever, like it's that simple. It's really that simple. And guess what? If you like other trans men, you're still fucking gay. Okay? Like, that is a gay thing. If you even if you identify as straight and you are dating a trans man, you are now in a gay relationship. Okay? If you're a man, there you go. That's why I don't even think the labels are that important or meaningful. Like, it's just stupid. Gender's a fuck. Get rid of all of it. No more trans. No more boy or girl. No more gay or straight. None of it. Just people. There are people. You get to dress how you want. You get to act how you want. You get to date whoever the fuck you want, and it doesn't matter. Just let people be people. Just ascend beyond gender. Exactly. Ascend beyond gender. They want us to mind our own business. That's not counterculture. They're just living, and you're over here trying to discern the meaning of it. Yeah. Kind of wanting a donut right now because Tim Pool just wanted me to pull my hair out. Mega incel, true. We are all gay on this blessed day. I agree. No one cares you're dressed like that. Meanwhile, it makes the entire segment about how they're dressed. True. Gender critical, you could say, yeah. I'm the correct gender critical, as in I'm critical of the concept of gender. Not even critical, just an abolitionist. I'm a gender abolitionist. Gender's a fuck. Stop being a gender cuck. Everybody's a fucking gender cuck. Myself included, really. I was cucked into being largely masculine presenting. Who's to say how I would present if I didn't already have preconceived notions about how I'm supposed to present? I just fell into it naturally. As most people do. But some people don't, and that's fine. I think about that sometimes. I mean, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just like, yeah, who's to say what I would have presented like or preferred? That's why autistic people tend to be like there's a higher percentage of autistic people who are trans than in the what is it? There's autistic and allistic. There's a higher proportion of autistic people than allistic people who are trans. Because autistic people tend to not really care as much about gender identification at younger years. I think that's the understanding. I'm very much simplifying it, but it's like autistic people tend to not really care as much or pay attention to gender as much. And so they grow up like doing their the gender they're told to do to an extent, but then they like have a more loose framing when it comes to it, and so they're not like locked into that gender even if they were like, you know, led into it. And so if they end up preferring the other gender, then they're just like, yeah, I might do that. And I think that's fine. I wanted to be hyper masculine as a kid. I also did. I looked at muscular men and I was like, I'm gonna be that. And then I was that, and now I'm not that. I mean, I kind of am, but like I've definitely fallen off the wagon quite a bit when it comes to working out. I did go today, though. There's a DC story where a gay character traveled to the future. They were maxed that he was gay in the future because they were all now completely pansexual all over the planet. Oof. Oh, amazed. Well, not oof, because you could still date whoever you want. That's also really cool. Comic books are really woke, honestly. When Project 2025 does gesture at enforcing a standard to the norm of society. Yeah, I figured. I personally don't know anyone that uses neopronouns. Queen Laura uses one-ones. It's crazy how no conservative can just say you're trans. Neat. Yeah, exactly. If gender and sex are the same, then I gendered your mom. Nice. True. Yeah, comic books have always been woke. All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom again. I will be right back. Enjoy the music.
I come to make an announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out and he pissed on my fucking wife. And he said his dick was this big. And I said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dog looks like. That's
Okay, sorry I took a bit. Got caught by Katie. Welcome back, everybody. How can you know you love who you are if you don't consider the alternatives? Yeah, I agree. I've considered the alternatives. I've tried on dresses before and tried makeup before, and I went on, not dated, but I went on one date with a guy, ever. It was a while back. I was in college. And, it was fine. I mean, I wish I'd have gone a little farther, but I was just nervous because he was a guy, and so, like, you know, I was a pussy, so whatever. I tried hitting him up like a year later, and he never replied, so... Oh well. One of the few who, one of the few guys who does not completely just look like a girl who I was actually, like, kind of attracted to, so, whatever. People are very afraid to be seen as gay. Welcome back, thank you. The guy I was supposed to debate tonight was, he was a fan of that other guy that I just shit on in that video. The guy who was, the scientific homophobe. And he basically just said that, like, he was supposed to debate me today. Not that guy, but one of his fans. And he said, well, I was debating people in your Discord server, and they were incredibly rude. And I'm just like, okay, you probably deserved it. Dumbass. Anyways, I'm open for debates. Now or in the future. I would take a debate right now. That'd be fun. Why did he do that? That guy leaked DMs in a community post? Yeah, I saw. I just don't care. Like, look. Not Hello Guy. That's a different guy. What's his name again? Remnant. Yeah, here he is. This guy. He just made this video about me and I reacted to it. And he was pissed. He was so pissed. Alec Gunter constantly blocks people from leaving comments in his videos. Can't disturb the echo chamber he cultivated. So I decided to directly message him. Then he leaked DMs. I'm gonna make it, which I literally also leaked. I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm gonna make a video talking about trans people soon. Be sure to react to it. Smiley face. I said, hit me up when you're ready for a big boy combo. Until then, piss off. And he says, I don't wrestle with pigs. It only gets me as dirty as you. I just found your channel and I love it. Thank you. So yeah, fuck that guy. I just don't care. I don't even care that he leaked my DMs. I don't care. He did it in the video too. He's also like under this impression that like I can't get views without him. It's really weird. Not beating the weird allegations, these people, I'll tell you what. I thought you didn't leak those. Okay. He started with the leaks. He started it. I don't ever leak DMs unless it's like a matter of like the only reason I wouldn't leak DMs unless the other person did it first is if it's a matter of like I don't know. I just don't think that leaking DMs is like that big of a deal if you're talking to somebody that you don't like and don't have a preconceived notion of privacy with. Like, you're just discussing something with somebody, and to leak a DM, quote unquote, leak with that person would just be telling somebody else about what went on in the conversation. If there's no preconceived notion of privacy, who cares? And I didn't have a preconceived notion of privacy, so I don't really care that he leaked the DMs. I didn't say anything in there that was meant to be private, and I stand by all of it. So I'm not even like upset that he did it. It's not about leaking DMs. It's about the fact that he's a fucking homophobe. He's a piece of shit, homophobic piece of shit. That's it. Like, there's nothing more to it. And the guy also just doesn't think that he's a homophobe. He's a dipshit on top of it, who thinks he's smart. That's the big, you know what, that's the biggest problem for me. It's not even that he's a homophobe, it's that he thinks he's smart about it. He thinks he's so fucking smart. Like, he really does. He thinks that he's the bee's knees. You know what? I'm a dipshit. I don't care. Once you learn that you are a dipshit, that every one of us is just one gigantic dipshit, you have so much more fun. Just have fun with it. Be a dipshit. Be stupid. Who cares? Not if you're like a brain surgeon, then maybe you can be a little smart, okay? But like, if you're not a brain surgeon, feel free to be stupid. It's fine. Be stupid sometimes. That channel's too small to think someone is farming views off of him. People farm views off of conflict and like drama. So like, he could think that I'm drama farming, but like, I'm not. I don't need him. Like, yeah, I did pretty good views on that video. I'm not gonna lie. That video got pretty good views, but it's because it was the conflict. All right. My last video with Matt Walsh got more views than that. 33K. I had a pretty big one before that too. 64K on the anti-furry docs. 64K. 30K on Shadiversity's rant. I don't need him. I don't need him, guys, I swear. Brain scientists and rocket surgeons can be a little smart, exactly. What I miss? Not much. I want some of the smart for biomedical science. You don't need it. You don't need it in biomedical science. You're fine. Remember Ben Carson was a world-renowned brain surgeon. Intelligence may have nothing to do with it. He was very smart when it came specifically. It's compartmentalized intelligence. Okay, you can be very smart in one field and very, very stupid in other fields, or just in general. Okay, you can be the best mathematician in the world and still not know a damn thing about reading. Sorry about the bird theory spoiler. Oh, you're fine. I don't actually care. I appreciate the apology, though. The only thing I've ever not wanted to be spoiled on is Endgame, because I was a huge Marvel nerd for Infinity War and Endgame, so I didn't want to be spoiled on that. So I went to see it, because I worked at a movie theater, so I went to see it the day that it came out. It was pretty good. I loved it so much when I first saw it, but now I'm just like, it was pretty good. Sorry, I'm looking for another video to watch. I'm looking at these Tenet videos, but they don't stick out to me, you know? Yeah, we'll do so. Oh, think before you sleep. Let's see what they've been up to. Yeah, think before you sleep.
All humans will burn anyway. The same on the lane I use. You identify the weak spots in humans.
Should we watch this? The problem with convincing people to go childless? Here, let me see if I got anything else in the chamber. One sec. Is that the incel? There are many incels. I tried to have a lot of smart and a lot of dumb at the same time. There you go. Just found your channel a few hours ago. Pretty cool. You're charismatic enough to be able to pull a YouTube viewer into a stream on a platform with zero stream discoverability. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're giving me way more credit than I deserve. I am but a simpleton. Thank you. Oh, I kind of want to... Okay. So, there's this one... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start recording, and I'm going to ask you guys if we should watch this, and if you say yes, we'll watch it. If not, I'll stop recording and then, like, delete it. That's what I'll do. So this video showed up on my feed. One sec. Yeah, this video showed up on my feed from somebody called Behold, Jesus is Coming Quickly. With only 1.78k subscribers and barely any views on their videos. But the thing is, right? God damn it. Of course my chat would be on the wrong side for this. Some of you already know which video I'm probably looking at. How could you possibly ignore such a video, right? Want to smell them piggies, you know what I mean? So... it has 182 views. It's called What Does God Want? It's 15 minutes, and I'm tempted. I'm curious. What do you guys think? I did my first canvassing event Sunday and cried afterwards. Hey, good job. God wants feet. Yeah, it seems like they're saying God wants feet. This sounds good. Juice? Give us the juice. Give us the piggies. Yes? Okay, we'll do it. Perfect. Let's see what this is all about. What does God want? From Behold, Jesus is Coming Quickly. Let's hope it's not feet.
What does God want? This is like the epic question, right? We all ask, if you're seeking him, and you want to be with him at the end of the day, right? Whether it is I die, or he comes,
neither.
he returns.
Well, I've sought him before, but he never showed himself. So yeah, I'd rather just not be with him at this point. I don't care.
Have I measured up? What does he want? What does he want?
Have you guys measured up today?
And I want to read from Mark 14.
Okay. Story
While
time.
Jesus was in Bethany, reclining at the table in the home of a man known as Simon the leper, a woman came with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume made of pure nard. She broke the jar.
Sorry, it's a funny word.
And poured the perfume on his head. Some of those present were saying indignantly to one another, "Why this waste of perfume? It could have been sold for more than a year's wages, and the money given to the poor."
Wait, well, how did he waste it? Poured the perfume on his head. Sorry, missed that part.
More than a year's wages, and the money given to the poor.
Dipshit.
And they rebuked
Why would you do that?
harshly. "Leave her alone," said Jesus. "Why are you bothering her?
Wait, no, they're
She's done
right.
A beautiful thing to me. The poor
They're right.
you will always have with you, and you can help them anytime you want. But you will not always have me."
They were literally correct. What the fuck are you talking about, Jesus? Jesus is like, no, this is fine. I mean, yeah, we could have helped a lot of people with the money that you could have made off the perfume, but this is fine. This is good. Good. Did she dump it on her own head or his? She dumped it on his head. If it got so big, why won't he fight me, huh?
She did what she could. She poured perfume on my body beforehand to prepare for my burial. I tell you the truth.
It just sounds like she's a crazy person. This makes no sense. This narrative sucks.
Preached throughout the world, what she has done will
Poorly
also
written.
be told in memory of her. And this is true. All four Gospels talk about it. You've got Mark.
Oh, that makes it correct. Good, got it. That makes it all the way true.
26 is that version. Luke 7, John 12. All four talk about her. And in, I think the Matthew one, you get this picture of Jesus being speechless. He says that what she has done is a beautiful thing, but the translation breaks it down into, "It's so beautiful, I have no words." And I love
Why is it so beautiful,
the
though?
image of Jesus, who is God in flesh, our creator, who spoke creation into existence, being made speechless.
Wait, that was God Father. That was God the Father, not God the Son. What is it with the Trinity? Like, some Christians believe in it and some don't, and some are like, oh yeah, they're all different people, and some are like, oh, they're all the same person. And she's under the impression that Jesus and God are one and the same. Like Jesus and God the Father. Like, it's inconsistency across the board. How did she afford that? How did, in fact, that woman afford that much fucking perfume? That's a good question. Watching women read the Bible is so terrifying to me after watching a bit of The Handmaid's Tale. I don't think I've ever seen that. At least her beanie's cool. Yeah, she rocks the beanie better than does Tim Pool. At least there's that.
Speechless. He's so moved. The creator.
Why though?
The author.
If somebody dumped perfume on my head, I'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Of everything.
Don't do that. You can't just do that.
And even just the image of Jesus when he comes again, that his tongue is like a double-edged sword.
What?
So much power in the speech of our God and in Jesus. And her action rendered him speechless.
I think she wants to fuck Jesus. It might be.
This story answers that question. What does God want? What does he want from me?
Apparently, he wants perfume.
God want? And she nailed it. She nailed it.
Yeah, perfume all over the body.
Before we talk more about that, let's go to someone who asked this question.
God wants femboys.
Matthew 19. The rich young man. And I've done this before, but I have to cover it again.
You know, the Bible actually is pretty interesting just as a standalone narrative. It's like, wait. You're telling me that some crazy lady just ran up to this dude that everybody was saying is the Son of God, like the almighty creator of the universe, like they just did that on a whim, and he said that it's true, so they all just started believing it, right? Now, you're telling me that this crazy lady thought it would be a good idea to go up to this all-powerful deity, right? And just dump perfume on his head. That is insane. I love it.
This is epic. This is us. This is us. Those who believe, do our best to follow the rules, but we know we're lacking. Something isn't quite right. When we know we're not exactly all in.
Does the beanie still have a store tag? I don't think so.
Now,
wait, no, that's a button. That's a button. I know what you're talking about. The security tags? No. That's just a button.
A young man came to Jesus.
That would be hilarious, though.
What good thing must I do to get eternal life? To get eternal life. That then
Ew, why do you want that?
A bit revealing. Not what must I do to be with God. And you read the Psalms, David, he never talked about what must I do to have eternal?
Imagine, like, somebody asks you, what do you want the most? And you're just like, to live eternally. I must live on in infinity. It's like, what? That's weird. No wonder people call them weird. Like, what do you mean infinite life? Just die. Like, sometimes people just die, and that's fine. Just be dead. Everybody is just dead. Just be dead.
Eternal life. It was, one day in your courts is better than 1,000 elsewhere. As in, I don't even care about the eternity part.
And like, I don't even necessarily I'm not mad at people thinking that like there is an afterlife, but the idea of, I think that like it's the semantics for me. It's like the way that you phrase it. Because if you say there's an afterlife, it's like, okay, that means that this life ends and the next one begins, and it's like different, right? Or like you get reincarnated. Like, I'm fine with that. But then it's like, okay, eternal. I must live eternal life. Give me the eternal life juice so that I may not die. And it's like, well, no, everybody dies, though. Like, everyone dies. And that's fine. The vibes are different.
I just want to be with you. I want to worship you. I want to be with you.
Is that Mama Owl? I don't know.
So this question's already very revealing.
Why do you want to worship him, though?
What must I do to get eternal life? And how many of you have asked that question without getting to the crux of the matter?
Never. I've never asked that question.
I've been there.
Literally never.
Why do you ask me about what is good, Jesus?
Not even as a Christian.
There is only one who is good. If you want to enter life, obey the commandments. Which ones?
What?
Jesus replied,
Dude, I'm sorry. Her vibes are all off. I'm not even necessarily angry at her or anything, but like the vibe meter is off the charts.
Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not give false testimony. Honor your father and mother and love your neighbor as yourself. I'm smirking because I'm like, you literally left off the first few commandments, which are all pointing to. His answer is also very revealing. He knows what's holding this man back. All these I have kept, the young man said. What do I still lack? He knows. This man knows he's lacking. You know, like when you've been there, when you...
He's a beta.
Have been at Jesus's feet, but you know something's holding you back. And you're asking him...
Or he's just normal. Like he could just be normal. Like the beta part is asking, what am I lacking? The normal part is being like, I am lacking and that's fine. Like, I don't know. Like it can, sometimes it can just be that you are lacking in some ways and that's totally fine. Like you should always strive for self-improvement, but you should also be fine with yourself. Feet. They're lacking feet. More feet.
Him like you don't know. Like, well, God, what is it? What seems to be holding me back? Can you help me? And it's like, but you know, either you're all in or you're not.
What?
What do I still lack? What formula can you give me that will give me the assurance that I'm going to be with you?
True, Lady Nova.
Jesus answered, if you want to be perfect, go. Sell your possessions and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven.
Then you do it.
Come, follow me.
You said come, but then you do it.
When the young man heard this, he went away sad because he had great wealth. A lot of us get stuck here. A lot of us, you know them, your friends, your family, people who just can't completely turn their back.
But you didn't do that. You still own things. You still own things. I guarantee you live in a house. I guarantee you drive a car. Probably. Like, unless you live in New York or something. But like, you probably drive a car, right? Like, you still own shit. You still like purchase things and services. Like, you didn't do that though. Why do you act like you did that? You didn't do that.
On whatever it is that is holding them to this world. Something in your past has held you, right? That you had to struggle with. And there are people around you who are having this struggle. Wait, he wants
what struggle?
All of me? All of me? That's what God wants? All of me.
Damn.
That's a lot. I mean, I can follow some rules.
He wants the whole package, baby.
I can even tithe. But he wants me to give it all up?
Girl, chill.
And then I think also of Rachel. Okay, so Rachel, back in Genesis 31, this has been rolling around in my head for a while. Because near the beginning, she does all right.
She's
Her
like
and Rachel and Leah
thirsting. She's thirst posting.
respond pretty well to Jacob when he says, hey, we gotta go. Your dad's not dealing with me fairly, and his countenance is turned against me, and God's telling me it's time to go.
Yes, according to the Christian lore, you need to be homeless and follow Jesus. You need to give away all of your earthly possessions, which is everything that you own. Just give them away to the poor and follow Jesus. Like, God's literal words, if you think Jesus was God, is give up everything you own and follow me. That's it. Like, everything you own. Besides, like, the clothes off your backs, and that's it. The clothes off your backs. And then follow me. That is canon.
Pretty loyal, okay? So, Genesis 31:14. Then Rachel and Leah replied, do we still have any share in the inheritance of our father's estate? Does he not regard us as foreigners? Not only has he sold us, but he has used up what was paid for us. Surely all the wealth that God took away from our father belongs to you and our children. So do whatever God has told you to do. This is a pretty good response. They're trusting their husband, who trusts his God. But even then, it's a bit revealing, right? Their mind's on their inheritance. Our dad's already sold us. He's already squandered what he sold us for. You know, he constantly tries to cheat you, and yet God's provided. So let's go where the money is. You know, like it's so human nature. Let's go where the blessings are. So many people seek God for the blessings, for the good, for the protection, not for him himself.
That's what he promises. That's literally what he promises. He's like, this is the law of equivalent exchange. Have you ever seen Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, who had a way better interpretation of God than the Christian faith ever did? Okay, like that interpretation of God was actually kind of cool, and it showed God as like a neutral force. But anyway, the point is, this is literally what in Christian canon God has offered to us is his undying love and devotion and protection. Yes, I expect that. I dropped everything for him. Like if I were like a Christian and I thought that, I would be like, yeah, I expect that.
And this is really clear because later on,
that's the least he owes me.
Rachel's hiding idols.
What?
For someone who is ready to honor her husband's God, she's not all in.
Hiding idol. Oh, she's sneaking a prayer to the other gods. Uh-oh. She's cheating. She cheated on Yahweh. That's crazy.
A little later in verse 34. Now Rachel had taken the household gods and put them inside her camel's saddle and was sitting on them.
The household gods.
Laban searched through everything in the tent but found nothing. Rachel said to her father, "Don't be angry, my lord, that I cannot stand up in your presence. I'm having my period." She's holding on so
them women do be lying though about their period. That's crazy.
To the world that she stole and she lied. She held on to those
as women do
gods.
Oh, those
in
women.
Her saddlebags. I mean, she wasn't
trans included.
She didn't completely trust this God of her husband, the God who had provided and given her husband great wisdom and discretion and protection despite all odds. She wasn't all in. Okay, that video I did recently on Proverbs 5.
It's always the fucking woman. Have you guys noticed that? Like, okay, once in a while, that's fine. But like women, like the Bible is insanely misogynistic. Like it always depicts, like besides Mary, right? Like Mary's like the one pure woman because she gave birth. Because she had God's child. Like, that's what makes her the most, like, good, pure fucking woman. And then the rest of them are all, like, liars and cheaters and thieves and, like, swindlers and prostitutes, which they don't like for some reason, and, like, all these other things. And property, of course, unless they're property, which in that case, fuck them. But, they're always, like, lying. Women do be lying in the Bible, always.
It is ringing
unless
like
you're giving
a gong
birth.
in my head.
That's the only time that you're good as a woman
her.
in the Bible, is when you're giving birth.
Do not go to the adulterer, my son. Do not even go to her door. God crying out to us.
Jesus Christ.
Let go of the world. Leave it behind. Turn your back on it. Don't even dabble. Stop compromising. Because if you keep compromising, you will also face her consequences. He doesn't want us to. He doesn't want us to be lured away and seduced by the world and the things it offers so temporarily.
What things? Like material possessions? I like those
and yet
things.
It happens. You see it. I see it.
The earth is a seductress. It lures you into wanting worldly items, like, you know, a house over your head, or a roof over your head, sorry, a house to live in, and clothes on your back. Like, yeah. I do want to be seducted and seduced. That is both repetitive and redundant.
We've seen it within ourselves, and we see it in those we love and we care about and we pray earnestly over. This world has a hold on us, and it never stops. The enemy never stops.
It's called being alive.
We're always somehow compromised, whether it's Rachel hiding her own little G gods, or it's the rich man who just can't.
That is a weird term for periods. I know that's not what she meant, but it's just funny to think about.
Can't quite be all in. All in? Really? All the way? Give up everything? Follow you? What does God want? It's clear. He laid out everything for us.
Did he?
He is faithful and true.
How about the 2-year-old? I go back once again to the 2-year-old with cancer. He laid that out? That was his doing? Then fuck your God. He sucks. Fuck him. He gave a 2-year-old cancer and then killed him. That's your God.
True, and he suffers long. He is patient. For a bride that is so unfaithful, has a wandering eye, is always sidestepping him, undermining him.
Yeah, it sounds like an L on his part. Maybe he should have been a better man to his woman. You ever thought about that? Like, it's always the woman's fault. You know? Like, what if he was fucking abusing her? We don't get the woman's side? Okay, we just assume that she's the adulteress. Got it. Can't hear nothing from her.
What does he want? He wants a bride that can look him in the eye with love and who says, I'm all in right back. You paved the way for me to get to you, despite everything I've done to destroy it. I choose you. I choose you.
Pokemon.
That's what Mary did. She had a sinful life where she had been living in the world and probably the most obvious way, marketing herself to the men around her to make a living.
So she was a prostitute. Yeah, to make a living. So that she could live. Yes. It's called being a sex worker. And guess what? In a just world, you wouldn't need to be a prostitute in order to make ends meet. You could be one if you wanted to. I think that's fine. But you're making it out as though it's a sin, when the real problem is that she had to do it to make a living. This isn't even her, this isn't even her choice. This is something that she was required to do in order to make ends meet. This is so fucked up. I hate this. But bringing the 2-year-old to cancer into this, yeah, I need to stop. Is he streaming somewhere else too? I am streaming to my site, alecgunter.com/live. I've seen Christians skirt around the evil thing by saying the devil made evil and God cannot destroy it because it would step on your free will, which would be evil. Okay, if God can't destroy it, then he's not all powerful. Then he's not all powerful. And if evil is outside of his control, unless he can demonstrate that he can destroy evil at a moment's notice, he's not all powerful. You cannot assume that he can just do it. He has to demonstrate that. Even like fictional canon, you know? Like if that's the explanation in fictional canon, then he's not all powerful. He's lying. What's up, Azrael? What's the OMFG? The main Caliph just filed a lawsuit against Elon Musk and JK fucking Rowling. I'm cackling about it. Ooh, maybe we'll look at that after this. Let's get through this.
A fine living to afford something so expensive, but she didn't want it anymore. Unlike the rich man,
I think I read that on YouTube chat too, Havelina.
She had encountered a love that no other man had been able to give her, right? No other man. I mean, think of how many gifts she had been given by men, or money, or promises, or poetry, or compliments. And here comes Jesus.
So wait, she was being a prostitute, right? I didn't misread that. She was being a sex worker. I didn't misread that, right? Like she literally said that. It's me, the devil from the Bible. I love that. That's a fan dub, Shadow the Hedgehog. It's so funny.
Right into her and loved her despite everything.
It's me.
Just like he does to us.
The devil.
The way he looks into us. And he can even look past the ugly. He sees our value. He sees our value.
This is so weird.
When she was confronted with that kind of a loving gaze, she was all in. I'm done with that life. I'm over it. Who cares about this ointment, this perfume? And she smashes it. And she scoops it up.
Okay, she was doing sexual favors for riches. Yeah. Okay. Get that bag,
not
sister.
caring that the
Get that
rest
bag.
is wasted, and anoints him.
Why would
And
you
she
do
does
that? Those were
more than
those
She
were
falls
freebies,
her
man.
feet and
You could have sold it.
washes her Savior's feet with her tears
Feet!
and her hair.
There it
She
is.
dirties herself. And it's so
Ugh.
beautiful. Because leave all the other
Dude, he
context
wants God's
aside,
feet.
the
She
fact
wants
that the
God's
other
feet
guy
so
didn't
bad.
wash his feet. This woman is used to having to be beautiful to attract men to her. And here's a man who saw her value, and she didn't have to offer anything up. So she gave it all. She smashed probably her most expensive possession.
Okay, I can get on board with the message that, like, you know, unconditional love. That's great. But, like, the things leading up to it, that wasn't the lesson. That wasn't the takeaway. The takeaway is that she was doing sexual favors for freebies. And then she saw a guy who she saw a guy who accepted her unconditionally, right? And then she, like, fell to her knees and, like, worshipped him, basically. When that's, like, the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. It's like she, like, accepting somebody despite the fact that they're a sex worker? What? That's fine. That's great. That's the expected reaction. What, just because he did the bare minimum, you're going to fall at his feet and worship him? Wow, we really have fallen as a society. Boy, the standards for men are really in the dirt, aren't they?
What a beautiful symbol.
Yeah, she's a
I
foot
want
fetish.
nothing to do with that life anymore.
Dude, she wanted to slob on his piggies, okay? I'm just saying, like, she fell to her knees and started working at them toes, them piglets. I'm just saying. That's the
I
takeaway
am
here.
all yours. And crumbles to his feet and washes his feet with her tears. And think of the smudging that had to happen all around her face,
Ew.
her hair, her face are
That's kinda
dirty
weird.
now. Because she's all in. She doesn't care about how she looks, how silly or ridiculous she's coming off to this group of
Clearly.
men.
She's
She no
having a
longer
great time.
cares about these men. She's all in for the Son of God. God in flesh.
Good night,
What does
Dragon.
God want? Look to that story. What does God want? It's simple. He wants us all in.
Apparently, he wants us all to wash his feet with our tears.
All in. God bless.
That was bizarre. I'm not sure if I'm glad I did that or not. She said God in flesh, but I heard God at fesh. That's funny. IMO, the devil is the relatively decent deity, meaning at least he's giving us something like intelligence, which has saved some of those kids God condemned to die as a child. That's true. I'm all out. All out of sexual favors. God gets none of them. Okay, somebody said that Elon Musk is getting sued. Main Khalif lawsuit. We'll make a short one. So a really short segment here. Just wanted to go over this breaking news story. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk named in cyberbullying lawsuit filed by Algerian boxer Emin Khalif after Olympic win. Exclusive. So here you can see J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk, and Emin Khalif. It's obvious. It's obvious which one the good one is. I don't know. I just feel like a vibe coming off of Emin that I do not feel from Elon Musk or J.K. Rowling. Like it's the vibe is just weird for those two. Anyway. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk both have been named in a criminal complaint filed to French authorities over alleged acts of aggravated cyber harassment against Algerian boxer and newly crowned Olympic champion Amin Khalif. Nabil Boudi, the if that's how I pronounce it, Bodhi maybe. The Paris-based attorney of Khalif confirmed to Variety that both figures were mentioned in the body of the complaint posted to the Anti-Online Hatred Center of the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office on Friday. I should say, by the way, before I continue, in case you weren't aware, a lot of people, including like Fox News, were saying that Amin Khalif was a man and that she didn't deserve the victories that she got. She's not even trans. She was born female. She grew up as a woman, and she is a woman. So, like, you know, like, and trans women are women also, and I would support her even if she were trans, and support this lawsuit even if she were trans. But at the end of the day, she's literally cis. And so these guys are transvestigating a cis woman for no reason other than that she kind of has they say a manly figure. Like I've heard people say that she has like a man's body. Like, it's disgusting. It's just, it's so fucked up. It's weird. And so now she's suing their asses, which good. I hope that she sues more of them. I hope she goes on a suing spree. Start with J.K. Rowling, move on to Elon Musk, and then Fox News, and then everybody else. Sue them all, okay? Get that bag. Seriously. She looks like she was on a 2-week bender in the photo. It's really, like I said, the vibe's just off. The lawsuit was filed against X, under which French law means that it was filed against unknown personas. That ensures that the prosecution has all the latitude to be able to investigate against all people, including those who may have written hateful messages under pseudonyms, says Bodhi. The complaint nevertheless mentions famously controversial figures. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk are named in the lawsuit, among others, he said, adding that Donald Trump would be part of the investigation. Interesting. Trump tweeted, so whether or not he is named in our lawsuit, he will inevitably be looked into as part of the prosecution. That's funny. I hope that Donald Trump comes under an investigation for another lawsuit. That'd be hilarious. Khalif, who on Saturday won the Olympic gold medal, Queen, in the women's 66-kilogram boxing competition, spent much of the 2024 Olympics in Paris at the center of a noisy and unpleasant dispute about her gender eligibility that reverberated around the world. Despite being born female and not identifying as transgender or intersex and being backed by the International Olympic Committee, who asserted, quote, scientifically, this is not a man fighting as a woman. Don't like that language. Khalif faced a torrent of accusations and abuse over her gender. Most of the attacks came via social media, particularly on X and / Twitter. Well, it's just Twitter. And the controversy was escalated when high-profile figures stepped into the fray. In one message to her 14.2 million followers, Rowling posted a picture from Khalif's fight with Italian boxer Angela Carini, accusing the former of being a man who is, quote, enjoying the distress of a woman he's just punched in the head, end quote. It's just bizarre. Meanwhile, Musk shared a post from swimmer Riley Gaines that claimed, quote, men don't belong in women's sports. Riley Gaines, for those who don't know, is famously got, 5th place? She, tied for 5th place. And Leah Thomas got, 4th, right? So Riley Gaines lost one time to a trans woman along with tied with one cis woman. Lost to 3 other cis women who all beat Leah Thomas, and then she just decided to become transphobic. It's crazy. Didn't she double down on it? That wouldn't surprise me. She tied with Leah for 5th. Oh, she tied with Leah. Sorry, she wasn't even beaten by fucking Leah Thomas. She fucking tied with her. Perfect. The Twitter owner co-signed the message by writing absolutely. Trump posted a message with a picture from the fight with Karina, accompanied by the message, I will keep men out of women's sports. Bodhi said that although the complaint mentions names, what we're asking is that the prosecution investigates not only these people, but whoever it feels necessary. If the case goes to court, they will stand trial. That would be so cool. I would love to see J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk finally have to fucking answer for, their bullshit. Even if it is against a cis woman, it's like, well, at least it's something. I still get to see them suffer. That's cool. That's cool. Bodhi also claimed that while the lawsuit was filed in France, it could target personalities overseas, pointing out that the prosecutor's office for combating online hate speech has the possibility to make requests for mutual legal assistance with other countries. Damn. He added that there were agreements with the U.S. equivalent of the French office for combating online hate speech. She coming all over the world for your asses. That's awesome. Logan Paul was among those. He tweeted, "This is the purest form of evil unfolding right before our eyes. A man was allowed to beat up a woman on a global stage, crushing her life's dreams while fighting for her deceased father. This delusion must end." It's so stupid. It's like, women are not these fucking delicate flowers that you people think they are. Like, this is so, it's misogynistic and misandrist. Because the assumption that, like, a man would pretend to be a woman in order to, like, what, win a medal in sports ball? Like, what the... What? Like, they're just so... They're pining after that fucking medal. For what? You don't even have to be trans and win. And people will still shit on you and say that you cheated. What is this for? In what world do trans athletes ever get celebrated? I've never seen a trans athlete be celebrated. Ever. And that's sad. That's a disgusting feature of a transphobic society. So the idea that anybody would pretend to do this shit, what, for clout? Fuck off. So weird. Ugh. What else? Khalif's coach Pedro Diaz told Variety that the bullying Khalif endured during her run in the Olympics incredibly affected her and everyone around her. The first time she fought in the Olympics, there was this crazy storm outside of the ring, said Diaz, who runs Miami-based Mundo Boxing Gym and started training with Khalif in February 2023. I had never seen anything so disgusting in my life, added the coach, who has participated in the training of 21 Olympic champions prior to the Algerian boxer. Diaz said he asked Khalif to refrain from looking at social media so she wouldn't lose her focus on winning the gold medal. That's so gross, man. I can't even imagine. I don't have, like, even a fraction of the size of eyes that are on her, and, like, I still have issues struggling with that. Like the eyes on me and the criticism and shit. Like, it's just, I can't fathom. Let alone an Algerian boxer where being trans is literally illegal. Yeah, they sent Algeria sent a trans boxer, right? Something they would totally do. Anyway, this is great news. I hope that Khalif wins, and, you know, trans women belong in sports. And she's not trans, but, like, I feel like that's worth pointing out, because if we would just accept that, this wouldn't be a fucking problem. You know? This never would have come up if we were just not transphobic and misogynist pieces of shit. It would have never come up. So maybe just, like, accept trans women participating in women's sports and this won't come up. That's it. Then we don't have to deal with this bullshit. It's that simple. Cat spotted. Kitties. Oh, the orange cat right now is outside, and he's the new addition to the crew. You guys have probably seen him. I've shown him a couple times. His name's Ace, and he was finicky at first, but he really loves pets now. He loves pets.
Power. I always don't get the whole I spent years if not decades to get my credentials. I'm going to risk all of that for pushing an ideology.
Yeah, that's like, it's just like, what? They really do think that people will do anything for trans people, when that's just not the case. Like, trans people are the ass of every joke, and like, just, they get the shit end of the stick on everything. Like, they can't win. Trans people just don't win ever. Like, nobody, like, I don't want to be a downer here, but it's just true. Like, they always get the shit under the stick, and that's sad, you know? So the idea that, like, somebody would actually, like, go out of, like, the very idea of somebody going out of their way to treat a trans person with dignity and fucking respect is enough to make somebody go, you're part of an agenda. Like, really consider that. The fact that somebody would actually show kindness and decency and human compassion toward a trans person is enough for somebody to say, you are pushing an agenda and you're a pedophile. That's insane. That's insane. We live in an insane gender cucked society. Anyway, thank you very much for the 5 tier 1 gifted subs, Sake Tanuki. Really appreciate you. Have there ever been any trans athletes in the Olympics? Who's the trans guy? Wasn't he the Olympics, or is he just a boxer? Like not just a boxer. He's very good, but but I don't know if he was in the Olympics. What you doing, baby girl? She's out there playing with she's over there playing with the cat outside. Like, she's not outside herself. She's just playing against the window. 3-1. Yeah, he was 3-1. I forget his name. There's a skateboarder. There's Olympic skateboarding? I didn't know that. But there was Olympic breakdancing, so I believe it. Listen, as somebody who did breakdancing and appreciates the art, I saw one of the breakdances going on there, and it was not impressive. It was not impressive. Like, if they at least had some impressive breakdancers there, I would have been like, okay, I could see this. But, like, how do you judge the breakdancing? Like, what are the... Like, it's an interpretive style. Like, it's dancing. You know? Unless you do, like...
Wealth, fame, power.
I don't know.
I also don't understand why they claim it's pushing an ideology. If someone committed a medical mistake, you sue them and try to get their license revoked.
Yes, I've also brought up that point. It's like, you know, after a certain point, somebody made their own decision, and even if they changed their mind later, they made that decision. They're a fucking adult, and they're allowed to make that decision as far as, like, surgical procedures go. You know, and puberty blockers are proven to be reversible, like 99% reversible, besides, like, the bone density thing, but that's covered by calcium and vitamin D. And beyond that, like you can get a surgery for your, like you can get breast augmentation at like 16 or something, but that's like the youngest you can get it, like 99% of the time. And, like even more than that, 99.9% of the time. And like, and so like, yeah, if a doctor makes a mistake during that process, then you can sue them. But like, if they didn't make a mistake, you can't, like that was just your choice to do that. You know what I mean? And all these mistakes being made, quote unquote, it's like, no, they're not. Trans people are happy. Like 99% of them when they go to get medical treatment. Anyway, thanks for another tier 5. Or sorry, I always do that. Thanks for another tier 1 gifted subs. 5 of them. Thank you. You're very kind, as always. Canada won breakdancing. That's the most nationalism I've ever felt. That's funny. I guess you could judge it. Like, I don't know. Like, look. Hold on. Look, this is like, what is this? I'm sorry, this kind of sucks.
Wealth, fame, power.
It sucks.
Just make a tier 5 sub and you can misspeak all you want.
Make a tier 5 sub? Oh yeah, good point. Thanks for another 5 tier 1 gifted subs. Thank you. You're very kind. I can't make a tier 5. It's got to be White Nervosa who does that. Where I live, there is no legal age requirement for breast augmentation. It's a doctor's call. I think that's fine. Just leave it up to the medical professionals. Why do we have government bureaucrats getting involved in medical care? Just leave it up to the medical professionals. If they don't think that it's a good idea for a 16-year-old to get breast augmentation, then I trust them, all right? You can get a second opinion if you want, but like beyond that, if the doctor, I trust a doctor 99 times out of 100 over a fucking government bureaucrat, unless the doctor's a conservative, which is possible. Because guess what? The root of these fucking problems usually comes back to conservatism. You know, I'd much sooner trust a fucking, honestly, in a lot of ways, I would trust a progressive politician over a conservative doctor. But that's the only exception. That breakdancer was a meme. She got a 0. Oh, okay. Well, it's still funny that it was even allowed in the Olympics. Like, that, the fact that that was in the Olympics, I'm sorry, like, that's pretty embarrassing. I just don't expect that from the Olympics. Let's see. Got any other interesting things to look at? What's this? How I lost trust in scientists.
I didn't trust.
Ooh. Ooh, this would be a fun one. We'll do one more and then I think we're gonna get going. The problem is we have 12-year-olds with breast augmentation and trans people being denied for 10 plus years. That's also true. It's very transphobic. You just don't appreciate high performance art. You're probably right. What's your opinion on stuffed bell peppers? Ooh, I haven't had those in for fucking ever, but the last time I had them, like a decade ago, was delicious. I love those things. I need to have one now. You made me crave it. All right, let's do this. One more. So we have a video called How I Lost Trust in Scientists by Sabine Hosenfelder, who has 1.42 million subscribers. Now, I've never heard of this person. I feel like I've seen her before, though. As simple as possible, but not any simpler. Science and technology updates and summaries. No hype, no spin. It is Tuesday, bruv. No tiptoeing around inconvenient truths. Currently 5 videos a week. Early access for channel members. PhD in physics, author of the books Lost in Math, How Beauty Leads... Okay, yeah, okay. Not a whole lot there. But I'm interested in seeing how she lost trust in science, because science is, like... I mean, we base everything off of science, so I just... Okay, like, if you lost trust in the scientific method, I would love to know your method for figuring shit out. Let's see what's going on
I
here.
don't trust science, and I don't trust scientists. There, I've said it. Yes, it's taken me some courage, because after you've watched this video, some of you call me a science denier.
Probably.
And maybe you're right, you know.
I mean, you did literally say that you've lost trust in science.
Maybe that's what I've become. I certainly deny any evidence against the benefits of coffee. Yes, make that triple. But seriously, I've good reasons to miss...
She's terrible, but I have to guess the title is tongue-in-cheek. We'll see. What did she just say about coffee?
The benefits of coffee. Yes, make that triple. But seriously,
she's so
I've
quirky.
good reasons to mistrust science and scientists, and so do you.
Okay.
I mean, look at this stock image of a scientist. Would you trust that guy?
She's gaining our
wouldn't.
trust.
Yes, that means you shouldn't trust me either, and you shouldn't trust climate scientists. No, I don't. And that's what I want to talk about today. Some of you have been following me since approximately the Mesozoic era, and you remember that I've been highly critical of research in the foundations of physics. I've literally written an entire book about it back then.
Hold on. Are they trying to hide something?
Talk about today. Some of you have been following
They're hiding the
me
branding.
since
Wait, they're hiding the branding in the top left.
Mesozoic
Look at her
era,
head.
and you remember that I've been highly critical of research
They're hiding
in
a
the
fucking
foundations
brand.
of physics. I've
They're copyright infringing. I swear to God, that's what they're doing. They're literally like hiding a logo or some shit. That's so funny.
literally written an entire book about it back
You
then
didn't have
when
to
people
put that
still read
background.
books in the
This is a
Mesozoic
stupid
era.
joke.
Today we do 10 minutes YouTube videos, so to make a long book short, most of what physicists do in the foundations of physics today is pseudoscience. It's
What?
paper production with no scientific merit that teaches us nothing about nature. It's mathematical fiction, multiverses, tales about the origin of the
I don't
universe
believe
and
you.
invisible particles that no one ever finds. But that in and of itself
I
is
don't
not
believe
the
you. No, there's some, listen, there's all different manner of science. Like, there are some people trying to find particles that we don't have proof for yet, but they're trying to find evidence because there are a lot of things in the universe that we don't understand yet, like how gravity works. I mean, I think we're starting to understand it, but like gravitons as like a particle have not been like completely proven, right? They literally found the Higgs boson. I don't know what that is. We literally predict those particles and find them. Yeah, that's science. You make a fucking prediction. You make a hypothesis and a prediction, and then you do the science. And if you can do the science and, like, you know, substantiate your claim, then you have a hypothesis. You have a good hypothesis. And if you can substantiate that claim over and over and over again, it eventually becomes a theory. Okay, I think there's like one step in between there. But like hypothesis is what you start with, and a theory is what you end with. And once you have a theory, that basically just means it's scientific fact. We've actually proven particles in the Large Hadron Collider by making them. Yeah. Yeah, we've done that with like different atoms and shit, right? Like we had to insert different elements into the periodic table by making them ourselves. But we did it. They were just unstable for one reason or another. Like that's the reason they're not naturally. But it's literally called theoretical physics. But like this is water, even so, like even ignoring all the theoretical stuff and like the particle stuff, you are literally leaving out like the fact that there's like different types of sciences. There's environmental science, there's biological science, there's chemistry. And science is not just the process of learning new things. It's how we have almost anything of value now, like physically. You know, like medicine. What do you mean you don't trust science? What, you don't like medicine? Like without science, we don't have medicine. You have to trust the science in order to have fucking medicine. What if you get cancer, you're not going to go to the doctor? Is that what you're saying? You don't believe in like evolution? Like when you say you don't trust science, that's what you're saying.
Problem. Wait, I'm serious, damn it. It happens every once in a while that some research area drifts off into pseudoscience. For example, the early studies on extrasensory perception, ESP for short, that's telepathy, telekinesis, and so on, that was once proper science. It was a phenomenon worth investigating. I mean, who hasn't wished they could use one or the other magical force? Of course, scientists were on the case. But as time went on, it became clear that there was nothing to find, and the people who were still working on it were just pretending to do science with sloppy statistics.
I disagree. No, the whole point is that if you want to keep doing the experiments, you can keep doing them. The whole point is that they haven't found anything yet. Like science, like I'm fine if there's like a group of scientists still working on finding ESP. Or like some semblance of it. I'm fine if there's like a small group of scientists doing that. I just don't care that much. Because like, just because you haven't found it yet doesn't mean it's not out there. But like, you know, we've done a lot of tests on ESP and it's probably not out there. We don't have any scientific evidence that it is. And you can repeat the experiments. You should repeat these experiments now and then. You should. Because that's your proof right there. That's your evidence, I should say. So you should repeat the experiments. It's also in no way the same as undiscovered particles. Like, I don't know how she's going to relate this to the rest of the scientific field either. But like, I like you can repeat the experiments. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Just do it again.
So pseudoscience
Are we telling you to test on DSP? That's a sex joke. I know
pretends
that's
to
a
be
sex joke.
science, but isn't. This happens because scientists not only make mistakes, they sometimes make new mistakes. And if that happens, the scientific method itself needs to develop to demark the new mistake as pseudoscience.
What? The scientific method itself needs to... What? Let me listen to that again. I'm not that smart, but let me listen to that again.
They sometimes make new mistakes. And if that happens, the scientific method itself needs to develop to demark the new mistake as pseudoscience.
She's just yapping now? Yeah, I don't understand this at all. What do you mean the scientific method itself needs to develop? The scientific method is just the method of... Like, it's an overarching concept. It's the method of testing things. Like, modify it how? Unless she's talking about the method that you scientifically used, but the scientific method, like, is as a proper noun. Not really, but you're not too far off into being a sex thing. See, I knew it. You just correct the mistakes, yeah.
ESP studies, for example, led to the development of better statistical methods, such as double-blind trials. The new mistake in physics was that
But that's not altering the scientific method. That's a new method of research. That's not altering the scientific method. You've just made the science... Like, you've made the process of reaching a conclusion... Like, that's a better version of reaching a conclusion. It's not the only version, but it's a better one.
Physicists came to believe that if you can write it in maths
but
and
the scientific method remains the
falsifiable,
same.
then it's scientific. Unfortunately, it's the other way around. If it's scientific, then it's falsifiable. Now, if you make that mistake, then suddenly all kinds of nonsense ideas become scientific. And that, in a nutshell, is what happened in the foundations of physics. But the...
Okay, it's not that something falsifiable is scientific. It's that if you want to consider it scientific, it has to be falsifiable. DSP, Dark Side Phil. Gotcha. Scientific method is how you make rockets in medicine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she needs to give some sources, I agree.
The problem isn't that parts of physics drifted into pseudoscience per se, because this happens every once in a while in the natural evolution of the sciences. The problem is that it hasn't had any consequences. We've recognized the problem with ESP studies, chucked them out of universities, and updated statistical methods to prevent that from happening again. But physicists have been inventing unobservable things that no one ever finds for half a century and are still happily doing it, believing it's proper science. And if
they're hypotheses that you can test. They're trying to explain things. What? Even I can comprehend this right now. They're trying to explain things. Yeah, they toss an idea out. They're like, here's how we test it, and then they test it. And if it's bullshit, then they toss it out. What? That's the scientific method. DSP was a lolcow streamer that everyone hated that accidentally jerked off on stream. That's hilarious. That's why science has peer reviews on theories? Yeah. Yeah, just because they toss it out doesn't make the whole process pointless and a waste. You can learn valuable things just because, like, failing an experiment, like, that's like a concept. That's literally like a cliche concept, is that failing an experiment 1,000 times gives you, like, you know, that you learn 1,000 things from failing 1,000 times. And then you do it again, the 1,001th time, right? The 1,001st time. And voila, you get eureka, right? That's how science works. And sometimes you don't ever succeed because you're doing everything wrong. And that's fine. That's still science.
It can happen in physics. It can happen in other disciplines.
You're still learning.
Too. That's why, after I finished writing my book in 2016, I began to worry that climate change...
Dark photons, multiverses, neutralinos, WIMPs, axions, string balls. Oh yeah, here we go. So we're getting into the climate change now because that's exactly like trying to find another multiverse.
I finished writing my book in 2016, I began to worry that climate change was indeed a hoax.
Now we're getting to the crux of it. Yes, this is why I believe that climate change is a hoax, because we have not yet proven multiverse theory. Good job.
I can't blame people for looking at the foundations of physics, concluding that much of it is obviously bullshit, and then saying, well, see, you can't trust scientists, they're just making up climate change. Because I'm worried about the exact same
But they
thing.
have evidence. They have it. Oh yeah, tinfoil hat. This is just her theory, guys. Don't worry, this is all just a joke. This is just a joke. Don't sue me for misinformation.
Talked about this because I'm afraid that this'll just give some people another justification to question science. But I've come to think that not talking about it just makes it worse. It makes it look like we've got something to hide. If you mistrust scientists, you're not alone. A recent study by members of the Strategic...
Yeah, and they're all dipshits like you. They're all stupid. Okay, so just because more people distrust scientists means the scientists are wrong? Like, that's how you get back to caveman days. That's how you get back to bonking each other on the head with the stone. And not having fire to cook your wild boar on. Like, what? I don't give a fuck how many people distrust the science. I don't care. It's still the science. If there's evidence to back it up and I can look at the evidence and repeat the experiments to a reasonable degree, then I'm going to believe it.
Council of the US American National Academy of Sciences found that about 80% of those polled say scientists are competent and trustworthy, but the remaining 20% doubt scientists' motives.
Oh, well,
they
then.
doubt that scientists will stick with science when it goes against the scientists' self-interest, like access to grants or other financial support. I think they...
Okay, that's why peer review exists. They get outed almost instantly. I can name two off the top of my head. The one guy who did the alpha wolf study was ousted because people have repeated the experiments and they found all kinds of flaws with it. And it turns out that alpha wolves aren't a thing, right? And then the other one was the autism study, which claimed that certain vaccines were giving people autism. And that was bullshit. And the guy came out and admitted it was bullshit later on. But even if he didn't admit that, you can still repeat the study. That's the point of the study, is you lay out every single step of the fucking thing that you do, and then you make it so that other people can do the same exact thing if they want to. And you can test it. It's called peer review. Peer-reviewed research, okay? I'm a dipshit and I know this stuff. All right? Like, this is such drivel. And she's trying so hard to sound smart, too. And I'm like a dumbass and I know this. I'm pretty sure she's a gigacentrist who treats both sides equally. That means that she's a conservative.
They have good reason for this doubt. Indeed, the pursuit of self-interests, mostly financial stability, is what's driving the problem in physics.
I wonder if we're going to talk about the problem with capitalism coming up with bullshit data, right? Because sometimes it does take longer for things to be debunked, like the food pyramid. That took a while. But guess what is not helping? Capitalism. So if you're not going to trust something, don't not trust science, don't trust capitalism.
It's baked into the current organization of the research system. The vast majority of...
Like, think about, what if they had no financial incentive to fake things? Then they would just be doing science for science sake. She has a video on capitalism, does she? Well, if she doesn't bring it up here, she's straight up just saying that I don't trust the science. Here. Sabine Hassenfelder. Capitalism is good. Let me explain. Perfect. So, actually, even though we're mad at capitalism here, we are going to say that capitalism is actually a good thing and science is a bad thing. Capitalism good, science... Pfft.
scientists I know are not doing research to get rich. If you're interested in money, you do something else, like getting born rich. But still, they need some income to pay
Why do you
rent
like
and feed
capitalism?
the kids, right? And this is why they have a strong incentive to inflate the relevance of their research. To most of them, this comes naturally
You're mad
because
at
they're
capitalism.
excited about what they're doing. But the scientific community still has no requirements whatsoever that scientists address their own biases. There's
What? No, wait, that's so not even true. No, it's like in every single science paper, you have to address your biases. What? That's like a standard in science. If you don't do that and you don't point out like the mistakes that you made in everything, you got to lay it all out on the table. And if you don't, then you don't have a trustworthy article. No, you have to address your biases. This is just a lie. She's just lying.
Education, no training, no guidelines, nothing. That you expect scientists to generally exaggerate the relevance of their research isn't just a problem for the public perception.
You are supposed to
feeds
disclose
back
that.
into the community. You now have all these people telling each other constantly that what they do is super important, and they come to believe it. It's a classic example of what's called
that's why global
social
warming is bad.
reinforcement. Yes, same spirit that keeps flat earthers going. And it's the same thing going
That's
on
why
in
global
climate
warming,
science?
sorry, not bad.
Of
That's why global
course.
warming is fake.
Does that mean that climate change is a hoax? No, it's worse than that.
What?
I'm not a climate scientist, and I swear I have no aspirations to become one, but I've spent a
Then
lot
shut
of
up.
time trying to understand the basics, read a lot of papers and textbooks, and attended seminars and talked to climate scientists, etc. I'm not asking you to trust me or anyone really,
Okay, so we've gotten all the bullshit out of the way so that you won't get sued. Got it. You can't stand on your laurels.
but
Got
I
it.
found no major reason for concern about climate science.
Why? You're stupid. See? This is the new line for conservatives. See, climate change is happening, but it's actually not a bad thing. Trump literally said that the other night in his interview with Elon Musk, where he's like, oh, you're right, we'll have more beachfront property. It'll be good, right? Like, no, it's not that climate change isn't happening. It's that it's good, actually. It's fine. And Pog.
The climate changing? Yes. Are we causing it? Yes. Every other option for what
She's
could
just
be
chill.
causing climate change, or the denier arguments that you've heard, have long been ruled out.
We're causing it and it's good.
It's the sun, we're coming out of the little ice age, cosmic rays, and so on. It's not like climate scientists ignored these possibilities. The deniers are just repeating stuff that was laid to rest decades ago. Yes, climate models have some problems, which I've talked about a few times before, but their biggest problem seems to be that they underestimate the pace of warming and the uncertainty. And this returns me to the social problem. I found that climate scientists clearly do have social problems in their community, but these problems present themselves totally differently than in the foundations of physics.
What does she mean they have social problems in their community? Clearly do have social problems in their community. These problems present themselves totally differently than in the foundations of physics. I don't know what she means by that. What does she mean social problems? Is she calling them nerds? I don't know.
Foundations of physics, scientists basically seem to have concluded that they don't need to care about what the public thinks. They'll get paid anyway. So now they just ignore all criticism.
Yeah, and so the easiest thing to do isn't lie, it's to actually do the experiment. Is to just do it. Just do the fucking experiment. Why would you lie about it? People can repeat it.
Climate scientists, in contrast, are afraid of the public. They're afraid of being hunted by activists on the left or the right.
No, of the right, dude. Because the left actually believes in the fucking science and how bad climate change is for the world. Stop with this centrist bullshit. A mega centrist. Who said it? Somebody said it. She is like a mega centrist. I hate centrists so fucking much. They're disgusting.
They're afraid of having their privacy being violated and of being quoted out of context. They're afraid of being called alarmist. They're afraid of being harassed by climate deniers. They're afraid of being dragged into decades-long lawsuits because these things have happened and continue to happen. And honestly, I think that they're afraid isn't entirely a bad thing, because it makes their arguments much more careful and watertight. But it does create a problem. It introduces a bias in their arguments. They're afraid of being called alarmist, and they're afraid of giving anyone reason to
Yeah, and you're part of the problem. You're literally part of what's making them scared. Because they're all trying to say, yeah, this is really dangerous. We should probably do something, guys. And you're sitting here saying, I don't know about all that. And then you're yelling to all of your psycho fan base that you're like this big brain centrist science guru with the mega mind blowing out so much that your hair gets like that, right? And like you would convince your audience of this, and then they take this and are like, oh, the scientists are actually lying. That's a problem. Like, you're a disgusting piece of shit.
Dismiss their conclusion, and that creates incentives to make the situation look less scary and to underestimate uncertainties. Basically, it's right that you shouldn't trust climate scientists, but the conclusion from that isn't what climate change deniers want it to be. It's not that climate change is a hoax, it's that it's almost certainly worse than the impression they raise. So whom can you trust?
So wait, she's saying that climate change is actually a lot worse than what the climate scientists are saying? I'm confused. Didn't she just say earlier that it's not causing any harm to us? Yeah. She said, okay, maybe I'm missing something. She did say earlier that it's not causing us any harm, right?
And at seminars and talk to clients or anyone really, but I found no major reason for concern about climate science. Is the climate changing? Yes. Are we causing it? Yes. Every other option for what could be causing climate change, or the...
Yeah, she said she found no major reason for concern. That was what I interpreted as hers. Did I interpret that wrong? She is saying that climate change is bad, right? Or isn't bad, right? Like, we have no reason... Either that or she's like... Is she being clear? She's presenting both sides as though they hold equal merit. It's so weird.
The situation look. The conclusion from that isn't what climate change deniers want it to be.
No problem with the science.
It's not that climate change is a hoax. It's that it's almost certainly worse than the impression they raise. So whom can you trust? Trust no one. What you can trust for the most part is data, maths, and logic. At least on the physical sciences, and I count climate science as physics, it's incredibly rare for data to be wrong or fraudulent and for that to remain undiscovered. It happens, but it's rare. It's likewise rare that maths or statistical analysis is just wrong and for that not to be criticized or corrected. Indeed,
why is she purposefully sowing mistrust into the science if she's like, no, it's actually worse, guys. The problem is worse than we thought it was. That's why you shouldn't trust the scientists on this. No, the point is that you go after conservatives and say, hey, you're probably scaring these if this is even happening, which I don't even know if I buy this. But you're probably scaring these dipshits into giving us data that's actually not as bad as what the reality is. You get mad at the conservatives. Bad faith, she's horrible. I don't understand her message.
The problem in the foundations of physics is not that the data or maths is wrong, it's that they have no data and the maths isn't about anything in particular. And finally, there's logic. Logic is your friend. Trust arguments, not people. This video doesn't have...
She got across... So... She said she found no... Let me see some of the comments. I'm so confused by this. You should not blindly trust science. That's the point of science. Not questioning what science says is the most unscientific thing you could do. Then repeat the experiment. You have to question it, like, with any kind of logic or reasoning. You don't just ask questions like you scratch your little chinny chin and think, well, I have a big brain question, so I'm gonna ask it, and then not do anything about it, and then you just leave that hanging and wait for somebody else to answer the fucking question because you're too lazy to repeat the experiment. Like, you're supposed to repeat the experiments yourselves. That's what questioning the science means. If you question it, go out and do the science yourself. Go try it. Sometimes you literally can do that. It's not that hard. Trust arguments, not people. The best advice I've ever heard from a scientist. Ugh. People are more scared of being called a denier than an alarmist, yeah. True. It is becoming difficult to demarcate where physics ends and fiction begins. She's just sowing mistrust in science. That's all she's doing. Like, that's all this video accomplished, is just making people mistrust the science. Which is stupid. Why would you do that? Especially if you said that the problem is worse. I don't get it. There are social pressures making scientists not be as forthright as they should be. If they were, they'd be more alarmist about climate change. But the whole first half of the video was some heavy well poisoning. Yeah, it's just bizarre. Like, I feel like you would really need to, like, pin her down rhetorically on this. You know what I mean? Like, really make her say, like, okay, you're saying that the science actually doesn't show us enough. Like, the problem is worse than the scientists are saying. Well, that's really fucking bad. Maybe we should make some more videos about why people should be believing the science then. What are you talking about, lady? They're saying there's a problem, and you're saying, well, no, there's not a problem. There's actually a bigger problem. That's literally the message of the video. She's like, listen, I know that you think the bathroom is flooded, but that's not the case. Turns out the whole house is flooded. It's like, no, well, okay. But the takeaway isn't not to trust the person who said your bathroom's flooded. The takeaway is to say, maybe you should go check on the bathroom. And then find that your whole house is flooded. You know? Like, pay attention to them. They're telling you there's a problem. What? It's just so stupid. What a backwards ass video. It just make no sense. I swear to God. Centrist, man. Don't trust a centrist. Trust anybody before you trust a centrist. She's creating a fan base. Indeed. This should be called, you know, if this were honest, it should be called, Why Climate Change is Worse Than You Think. That's what she should have called it. Centrist is just spineless conservative. Okay. I think I am going to end now. I'm tired. Who's live? That was about as bad as the trans video she made. I think I saw that one. Ooh, Necosaurus is live. Great Necosaurus. Oh shit, I didn't turn on monetization for the fucking stream! God damn it. Whatever. They always get yellow flagged anyway. Redirect to Necosaurus. All right. All right, we are going over to Necosaurus. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it. I love all of you. Be sure to hop into the Discord server. We're doing a lot more movie nights lately. We're doing a lot of like bad Christian movies in the Discord server. It's a lot of fun. I love doing bad Christian movies. And I feel like I'm a little bit more free when I am on the Discord streaming instead of on here. I'm a teensy bit edgier than I'm a teensy bit edgier. We'll just say that. But like, I don't think it's that bad. But it is nice that I get to cover like movies in there. So join us for that sometime. Thank you all again for being here. I love you all. I'm going to go get some food and then probably go to bed. Take care and good night.
Wealth, fame,
oh, well, thank
power.
you.
Money.
Indeed, that is money. Thank you very much, you and Owen Wilson. Owen was hollow. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Oh, shit. Never mind. I am muted because I am very good at my job. And by very good, I obviously mean I'm very, very, very bad at it. But
awesome job. Awesome job.
Yeah,
love
perfect.
to see it.
Perfect. Oh, and it looks like I even messed up our stuff in the mini window. So let me fix that real quick so that it doesn't look off. Just move that